together for the next 3 hours. 615-737-1045, the number if you want to participate. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch is where you go to interact with the show via Zone TV. And you've brought us gifts, poorly wrapped gifts. Looks like a package full of Ritz crackers that somebody sat on is what he's brought back for Robert May. How are you? How was your trip?
Great. It was lovely. I am, contrary to popular belief, happy to be back, even if just for the greeting I get from Robert whenever I come back from one of these trips. Robert looks like a war-torn soldier that has not seen a familiar face in years when I come back from a week of vacation. Big hug. Oh, God, I'm so glad you're here. It felt like forever. It was great to see you, buddy. Great to see you both. Great to talk to everybody. We had a lovely trip. My mother-in-law organized the whole thing. She's a rock star. We had a great squad. Lisbon for 4 days, the Southern Coast for 4 days. And I did bring back gifts. Hopefully the TSA agent that got his hands on it yesterday in Boston didn't break them at some point. But I look forward to you guys checking out some of the Portuguese wares that I bought at a flea market in Lisbon last week.
Should we unbox in real time?
Hey! Oh! Oh, that's so cool! Look at that!
So they're little ceramic tile nameplates.
Big boobs? What does this say?
Big Boss.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes way more sense.
Says?
Robert says Big Boss.
Secretary.
It's a very traditional Portuguese hand-painted.
That's pretty good.
Ceramic tile.
I like this.
This is so cool.
I saw the Big Boss and I said, boom, that's the one. And the secretary was literally right next to it.
Oh, were they so they were pre-made? Like these are things? Okay.
They were sitting out at a table at a flea market.
I thought you specifically requested some poor Portuguese person to write Big Boss. Oh, it literally says Big Boss.
Big Boss. Yeah, I said, no, that's going straight to Robert.
Great. I love that. Well done. I'm going to take his out in the parking lot and Gronk spike it during a commercial break, but it's fine.
I know what dogs feel like when their masters come back home now. When they're like, is that him? There's a dog in the driveway. Like, as soon as I saw Lucas, I heard his feet. I was like, I know those feet. Whose feet is that? Is somebody here? Come give him a big kiss, or like a dog kiss.
There has not been a couple that has longed for one another more since Mike Vrabel and Diana Rousini.
Oh, yeah.
This is not the grit. Like, you know when a SpongeBob has to go work at the chum bucket? He's like looking out the window, like wishing he could go back to the Krusty Krab.
Right.
This is not the stove. I know it's not the same without you.
I was very unplugged, so you guys are going to have to help me over the course of last week, although I did see the Vrabel Diana update because my fiance
there
saw
was another one 20 minutes ago. We just walked in here.
Yeah, they just keep on coming. So I highly recommend Portugal to any of you who are looking to put it on the list.
I don't know if just because we have been talking about you obviously going for a week that this has perpetrated or proliferated my algorithm.
Oh, yeah,
but I'm
that's
getting
how that works.
lot of Instagram reels of the scenic Portuguese countryside, and it looks
beautiful.
Just gorgeous.
It's magnificent. Great people, great food, and yes, it was a wonderful trip. Happy to be back. Looking forward to seeing what I missed. I imagine just so much happened last week.
And so inevitably when the NFL schedule comes out this week and the NFL announces its first game in Portugal, and we have athletes complaining about, no, you can't drink the water, you can't go out in public. Lucas will be very, very upset like he was when they played a game in Brazil.
The next World Cup is going to be in Portugal. So,
really?
Portugal, Morocco, and Spain. But
how did they decide on Morocco in that mix?
It's all kind of in that sort of vicinity. Like Morocco is right across the sea from Portugal, kind of on that corner of Africa. But
yes, I'm familiar.
Is that where they wear fez?
I mean, they can.
Yes.
I want a fez hat if you go to Portugal. Or if you go to Morocco.
Well, I can bring you back one from Egypt the next time I go.
You know, it's not as cool when you get me stuff. Lucas always gets the best gifts.
Literally, well, it's because it says Big Boss. That's well done by him.
I like it.
It's a very thoughtful gift.
We are exactly 1 month away.
From?
1 month away.
World Cup?
From the FIFA World Cup in the United States kicking off against Paraguay.
Oh, if you want me to get excited for that, you're going to have to be excited for Way Too Early Mock Draft Monday.
Okay, I can do that.
No,
Where's Arch Manning going?
I'm putting my foot down.
No, come on. on. You can't be the poo-pooer now.
I am putting my foot down.
I've got one ready.
Number
You can
one
do it
pick.
right now.
Arch Manning or Jeremiah Smith?
There will be no 2027 mock draft dialogue on
What are you
May
talking about?
11th today.
That 2027 draft has some juice, man. That's got the star power that we were craving in 2026, does it not? I mean, it's the star power is everywhere in 2027.
If you are, by the way, if you had Mother's Day celebrated around you in the audience, or if you were somebody celebrating a mother or significant other in your life yesterday, hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day. My mom called, we FaceTimed my mother, and she yelled at me, Robert, for ruining a 7-year-old's birthday. She has recently found Instagram, and she had left a comment on a different post that we had chastising me for not wishing the 7-year-old a happy birthday in the way that he wanted me to wish him a happy birthday.
Well, I'm glad she was upset with you.
Have you told Lucas about this?
I haven't told Lucas. We didn't talk about you at all. It's mostly about us. One, what's your mom's Instagram handle?
No.
So I need to extend
do that.
Happy Mother's Day to Mrs. Buck. I'll be looking for that. Last week, a guy called in, Lucas, and he had one minuscule small request for his birthday. He wanted Buck to tell him happy birthday.
Wait, should this be saved for the headline segment since we're catching Lucas up on all the things that he missed?
Well, does this headline have anything to do with anything pertinent, or is it just about Buck?
Well, yeah, no, Robert
It's
has
just about Buck. Okay,
devised
then
a
I'm
way
good. We can move
to
on.
bother me infinitely based on this situation that happened.
Yeah, you're going to like this.
You're going to like this because I hate it. I hate it. So I don't know if that's something that we should save for headlines or we should just rip the Band-Aid now.
Now let's rip it off.
Okay.
Let's rip it off.
You have it back there?
I do. So the kid wanted Buck to say tighten up back to him, which he would not do.
So Alan and Dixon, I believe was the gentleman's name. He was driving around with his grandson, and Alan called in with a birthday request from the grandson, which was for me to say that. And I would not. I said, I hope you have the best birthday ever, and apparently that was not sufficient.
So it was up to me to get this kid what he wanted for his birthday. So just like someone who's going to kidnap someone and send a ransom note back of cut out magazine letters, I created this.
Tighten the hell up.
So now we have Buck saying tighten the hell up.
It's the worst. I hate it.
So
I hate it so much.
anytime you feel like something needs a little je ne sais quoi, a little zhuzh, you let me know and we'll drop the
Tighten the hell up. Mm-hmm.
Wow. I have such FOMO of missing that.
God, you missed so much, buddy. I'm so glad you're back.
We were on the phone with him yesterday. He goes, can't wait to hear about all of it. Hear about what? Robert and I literally just sat around trying to figure out how we could do as little work as humanly possible for a week. And I feel like we were successful. I feel like we accomplished that goal. I mentioned the phone number. You can call in if you want to. The F&M Bank chat, also open for business if you would like to interact. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. So Lucas is back from Portugal. Robert went to Chattanooga for the weekend and spent a hungover Sunday at Nashville Shores. We were out on the balcony of the building here on Music Circle talking to our friend Crystal from 92Q. And I recently discovered that Crystal's weekends are infinitely more interesting than anything we do on a regular basis. Lucas, if I gave you one guess as to what kind of event Crystal was emceeing yesterday on Mother's Day, what would you guess?
I'm
Wrong.
Guessing it's something somewhat out of pocket since you're making me guess. I'm going to guess bingo.
Male stripper party. Stripper party on Mother's Day is what Crystal was emceeing. She was telling us about a particular male stripper named Ecstasy who lit his Richard on fire as a part of the act.
I bet she did a great job.
Yeah. So it's just discovering how much less interesting our weekends are than what Crystal's doing over there at 92Q. We do not have anything Titans related really this week. They do not have OTAs getting underway until next week. The schedule release will be on Thursday, so I'm sure there will be plenty of conversation about that. I felt bad for poor Nick Sess of the Tennessean because I saw the Tennessean put out a push notification asking for audience members to guess the Titans' schedule, which sounds like something I would rather take a drill bit to my temple.
That's so funny. If we just fielded calls for a whole segment, I think the Titans will play the Jags in week 5.
How about
I think
you?
it's week 8. Yeah.
How about you, Tony in Lebanon? What's up, Tony? Yeah, I think they'll play the Jags in week 15.
That guy's an idiot. It's week 17.
Yeah, come on, dude. They're not going to put up a divisional game that close.
What a moron. We've officially run the well dry of things to say about the local professional football team where people are being asked to guess the schedule.
I mean, I guess the question is, when do we burn what's the over-under on primetime games? Or will they get a primetime game if the over-under is 0.5?
We can do it now if you want. I don't care.
No, we can save it. We got a long week.
What's the best games of the Titans' schedule? We did spend an entire 20 on Friday talking about the best away cities in
We
the
literally
NFL.
wasted all of an entire 20 minutes. I think probably 25 minutes talking about the best NFL cities to travel to, which I didn't think was a bad conversation. It kept us engaged long enough, but, just clearly had nothing else to talk about. Madison Blevins going to be on the show today. We'll talk some NBA because the Knicks were able to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals without much fuss against the 76ers. You've got not a very competitive second round of basketball in the NBA playoffs. Mads will get us caught up on what's going on there, and we will talk about an approval rating for Mike Borgonzi later on in the show. We did it last night on primetime. I was confused by the reaction from Titans fans, and I'll explain more of what I mean by that in the noon hour. But since Lucas was gone for 5 whole days without internet or cell phone connection for the most part, we will catch him up on all the things he missed coming up next. It is National Police Week this week, and to celebrate, Two Rivers Ford is hosting a free family meet and greet with the Mount Juliet Police Department this Saturday, May the 16th, from 9 to 11 a.m. You can bring the kids and come meet the dedicated police officers of the Mount Juliet Police Department. You'll get to explore the inside of a police car, get to know the tools of the trade, engage with first responders. You can even get some free Chick-fil-A, register for door prizes, and so much more. While you're there, you can check out the incredible employee pricing deals that Two Rivers Ford has going on right now. That means you pay what they pay on every Ford on the lot. It's Blue and You this Saturday from 9 to 11 a.m. at Two Rivers Ford, 76 Belinda Parkway in Mount Juliet, the South's most trusted Ford dealer.
Lucas has been out of the country for 17 days. He doesn't remember a thing that's gone on. The Kentucky Derby, rookie minicamp, he's unaware for everything that happened then and now. And in between, we'll inform Lucas here on NFL Headlines with me and Buck.
Are you doing it?
Or we can both do it.
No, it's fine.
No, you can do it.
I'm happy to not do anything this segment.
I understand that. Or any day. Or any hour. What do you mean?
Well, for the spirit of this segment, let me lead us off with one headline that just came down that I actually do have.
Okay.
The Amir Abdullah signing?
No.
Is he still playing?
He's still around.
What?
Who just signed him?
I believe it was the Jags, but
Amir
I
Abdullah is
the Jags.
still playing?
Yeah, Jags just signed him.
He's got to be 40 years old.
I think he's just one of those that he's 32. Like he's one of those guys that feels. I feel like he was at Nebraska ages ago.
There's no way he's my age. He has to be 10 years older than me.
He's only 26.
That's not true.
Nah, yeah.
No, there is a Titans little mini headline.
Oh, okay.
And that is that rookie tight end Jaron Kanik out of Oklahoma, his chances of making the 53-man roster just went up exponentially because the Titans have tweeted an update that Jaron Kanik will not be wearing 47, but instead will be wearing the number 81.
Woo!
Big relief for those who wanted to see Jaron Kanik. Just something about it, man. You're just not going to see a 47 tight end on the roster.
Or he could be like a seal. You could.
No, you got to quit taking my joke, dude. That's not yours. The or is my joke. What are you, a seal?
I don't want any of your jokes.
You've
You
used
can
it
keep
twice
all
now.
Of your jokes. No, it's because I've done it. I've beaten you to your own jokes. How about that? It could be like a Delaney Walker situation in which he wears an ugly 40s number for the first couple of years of his career, then he goes somewhere else and tears it up. Like, because Delaney was 46 in San Francisco, right? It was disgusting. Came here and was 82 and obviously was excellent. So, all right, well done by Jaron Kanik. All right, these are not exclusively NFL headlines. These are just basically everything that Lucas missed last week. Do you want an update on the replacement refs, the Kentucky Derby, the Met Gala, your Vols, or Titans rookie minicamp first?
Is it Tennessee basketball? Because I did see the Juke Harris.
There are two headlines from the Vols, but yes, Juke Harris is one. Tennessee gets the crown jewel of the transfer portal class.
The crown juke.
Very nice.
But did you see what they have to do to get him? The assigned contract commitments to get Juke to go to Tennessee.
No, I missed this part of the news.
So they are allowing him to open up his own bar on campus called the Juke Joint.
Oh.
And he is going to be the sole proprietor of it. He is going to be the one to reap all the benefits, but he also has to pay the middle ground money. Pretty cool. The first NIL business deal of its kind.
Pretty cool. Right there on Cumberland, I assume? Right there on the Strip?
I made it up. That's not real.
Yeah, I figured, buddy. Final Four now. Baseline expectation, right? I mean,
Baseline expectation to do something the program's never done.
Tennessee went out and put together a roster with nothing but a Final Four in mind for Rick Barnes. I've never seen Tennessee basketball be this aggressive. Now, we have a small sample size of this portal era, but this
is an extreme.
Was on another level.
This is an extreme, right?
We're talking about arguably the best portal class in the country.
He is the highest rated transfer player that was in the portal this year. It leapfrogs Tennessee, and I'm sure it varies some places that you look, but most people would go to 247 for their aggregate portal class rankings. It leapfrogged Tennessee over Indiana, so Tennessee is now considered to have the third best portal class.
I'm looking at second best currently on 247.
Okay.
Behind only to Louisville.
Since gone up. Louisville has had a hell of a year. Is Indiana 4 there?
Yeah, right behind Texas.
Texas, okay. So, huge win for Tennessee. Felt like it was trending in that direction. If you weren't going to be able to get Nate Ament back, it's a hell of a conciliatory prize. And this is just, it's scoring. It's offense all over the place with the players that they've brought in. And I can't remember which former Tennessee player was leaving comments in an Instagram comment section with a laughing face emoji where Rick Barnes was quoted as saying that
Bishop Boswell.
Bishop Boswell.
Yeah.
Bishop Boswell was the player who there was a quote from Rick Barnes about just they needed more offense. That's what the priority of their offseason was. Bishop Boswell with a laughing emoji after the fact. I don't know if Bishop Boswell gets to do that.
I mean, they didn't exactly provide a lot of offense. Like, he scored 13 points against UVA in that second round game, and it was like, oh my goodness, look at that. They get double figures from Bishop Boswell.
So, yes, that is the first Vols headline. The second Vols headline is Paul Feinbaum thinks Josh Heupel's running this thing into the ground.
I missed that. I did not see that headline that I assumed you guys talked about.
So it's a interview that Feinbaum had done recently where he is saying that the Vols as a football program under Josh Heupel specifically are trending in the wrong direction. Robert, I believe, has the audio.
And I bring Josh Heupel up. I like him. He has made the playoffs one time, but he's been there, 4 or 5 years? And it feels like the program is going in the wrong direction. That should not happen. And it's a very bad sign for a name brand program. And maybe I'm old school enough to still believe that Tennessee is one of those schools that should always be at or near the top. But the end of last season was a complete disaster, losing at home to Oklahoma. And they also lost at home to Vanderbilt, badly lost a bowl game. It was you can't let that happen. And then they got some bad luck in court losing Aguilar, but they don't have a quarterback. And you guys all tell me how you can win in the SEC without a quarterback.
Interesting.
So Feinbaum is discounting the two quarterbacks that they have competing for that job this upcoming football season and saying that Josh Heupel is heading in the wrong direction as the head coach of the Vols. Your thoughts?
Interesting. Feinbaum, at this point in his career is giving you either he's just giving the hot takes out, right? They're never going to be lukewarm. They're going to be on one side of the aisle or another. And if you're a Tennessee fan...
No, literally, if he actually ended up running for office.
Yeah, that all kind of fizzled, didn't it?
Well, it turns out not a good candidate.
But Tennessee fans, I think, are in an interesting place with Josh Heupel because the program is unquestionably in a healthy place. And the common phrase is, well, look at where they were, right, compared to where they are now with Heupel, averaging whatever the average of wins since 2022. But... when you look forward now, as a Tennessee fan, it's like, okay, great. Yeah, we're out of the depths of 2008 through 2020 or whatever time frame you want to put on it. But what's the ceiling right now? Like, it's great to be out of those depths, but what do we demand as the standard of this program? Is it to not be a team that's going 5-7, 6-6, or is it to be a team that's consistently competing for championships? So in this next sort of phase of the Heupel era, I'll be very interested to see what sort of standard people place on it and what constitutes success this season and next season. That feels like the window here to figure out what's going to come out of this phase of the Heupel era, 2026 and 2027, assuming that whoever wins this QB job will be the starter for both of those seasons.
The Kentucky Derby also happened while you were gone, and a lot of people had a lot of positive things to say about the coverage of the Kentucky Derby. NBC did a really good job. They had John Fanta all over the place. John Fanta seems to be one of the biggest. Robert hates Fanta for some reason.
He was definitely the biggest guy covering the event.
I thought you would support your brethren.
Oh, you just think all fat people know each other?
No, I don't think he's fat.
I don't like the fact that how are he? Is he my brother, man? Pasty? What is he?
Pasty.
Fedora wearing?
A little flabby.
I've never worn a fedora. I feel like I should just pitch.
This is also a headline. Robert's a hat guy now.
Oh, I am a hat guy now.
Oh.
By the way. I look really good in hats.
Well, you're not wearing one now.
No, I'm at work.
Instead, he's wearing Cheyenne's hair tie.
Yeah, well, it's very flexible.
Does she get mad at you for taking her hair ties?
I bet she absolutely does.
If she knew I had this one, she would be. This is like her best one. I couldn't find a good one this morning, so I just stole hers. I feel like I should give you a fake headline, and you have to determine a fake or real one, and you have to determine if it is a real headline of something that happened at this.
Is it going to be
Derby?
Off the Derby?
Okay,
yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, the biggest and strongest horse out of the entire field of the final sprint was named Great White, and the whole deal was like, this is the biggest and strongest horse that's ever competed at the Kentucky Derby. And before the race happened, he decided he wanted to do a backflip and scratched himself.
And scratched his jockey.
Yep,
No, that's not a real headline.
it is.
Real as hell.
It
Hold on.
definitely happened. Look up Great White backflip.
Yeah. It's maybe not that one.
The horse just got the zoomies.
The horse got the zoomies. They couldn't get him in the gate. This is a giant animal that they cannot control. He literally flips backwards onto his back and the jockey
Oh, no.
as they're trying to get him into the starting gate.
And the part about it being the biggest and largest horse was true.
Yes,
it
he's
was
a monster.
massive.
Was the jockey okay?
He kind of got up. I mean, they're already tiny dudes anyway. I'm going to try to find it and send it to you on Twitter.
Oh, my
No, he's looking at it now.
I
He's
saw a
looking at it
still
now.
of it. I haven't seen a video. But
I'm sending it in the chat right now. The horse.
Yeah, horse got the zoomies. And imagine spending all that money,
Right.
all that time, probably transit and costs and care and trainers and meds and all these different things for a horse to just freak the holy hell out.
poor thing.
The day of, delay the start time for everybody, and then just not even be able to race. I know, I felt bad for the horse.
Oh, yeah, don't feel bad. They got a lot of glue out of that horse. There's no way he's ever going to race again. 0% chance that horse is ever going to be available for a race. Great white glue maker. They send him to Elmer's. Like if you go to Target or go to back to school, you can thank Great White.
Do you understand how much money they can make off just breeding that horse? Like the stud fees on that thing, no matter if it didn't race once.
No, the
are gonna
jockey
be-
seems okay. He's just fortunate the horse didn't land on him.
I mean,
My goodness.
damn near though. Like he got real close to getting outright landed on.
Oh, the poor horse.
So yeah, Golden Tempo as a 24-1 with 24-1 odds won the Kentucky Derby. It was an electric finish.
First female trained horse to win in Derby history.
Yes.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, it was a bummer to miss the Kentucky Derby. I always enjoy the Kentucky Derby. The only thing I stayed in tune with was soccer and NSC. I did have a 3 a.m. alarm set up to check in on the Nashville Tigres matchup in CONCACAF Champions
What?
Cup. I was wearing
what's the time difference? I didn't think there was a significant time
No,
difference.
it's 6 hours. Currently, Portugal is 6 hours ahead. So it's
Oh, I'm okay. Portugal. Okay.
Yeah. But I was wearing an NSC pullover on Sunday when we did our little like sunset boat tour around the coast of Lisbon. And one of the boat guides saw the NSC pullover and he said, "Oh, in Nashville SC. And one of their players is friends with Timothy Chalamet."
What? No, that's not real.
I swear to God.
That's a fake headline he just threw us. He's
No,
trying
I'm
to play.
so
He's
serious.
trying to play our game.
Oh, it made me so happy. Talking about Alex Wheel or Theo Vaughn on his podcast had Timothy Chalamet. We talked about growing up with Nashville midfielder Alex Wheel. We've talked about it. But the guy said it had him looking up Alex Wheel's stats online to see, like, oh, who is this guy that's friends with Timothy Chalamet?
Speaking of Timmy Shal, huge controversy out of the Met Gala because, of course, the New York Knicks have been playing and exceeding in the NBA playoffs. Lucas, real or fake headline? Timmy Shal skipped game one of the second round against the Philadelphia 76ers to attend the Met Gala with Kylie Jenner.
I'm going to say fake. I feel like it would be the opposite, that the headline would be Timmy Shal ditched Kylie to go to the game.
You are correct.
Bang.
That is indeed something that happened. Ben Stiller under a lot of heat because he skipped game one to go to the Met Gala, and then they won game one, and the Knicks fans didn't want him back in the Garden for game two.
Okay.
Ben Stiller. So Ben
All right.
Stiller catching some strays. Timmy Shal,
True Knick fan.
all ball.
Yeah.
The final headline that I have here, Robert, is officiating related. Do you have a headline for Lucas, real or fake, to guess?
Yeah, so they were able to come to an agreement on this because they are going to replace primary referees with the similar to Major League Baseball's ABS system. They are going to use an NFS system in the NFL where the primary referee calls, if there is a question, will be done by an animatronic robot that is on the sideline.
That is fake news.
No, you did. Well, you'd be wrong as hell, dude. Get ready to learn robot ref, buddy. No, I'm just kidding.
An
I was
animatronic robot.
Five Nights at Freddy's, like the referee.
This is obviously a fake headline. Russell on the FNN Bing chat. Don't forget to tell Lucas that Vrabel and Diana rented a boat together in Tennessee while she was pregnant. You guys, I'm not an idiot, okay? I understand Mike Vrabel and Diana Rousini. Stuff keeps coming out.
Buddy.
But Okay, come on. She's pregnant. You're telling me they were hanging out while she was pregnant?
So pregnant.
I mean, come on. Oh, yeah, and then the NFL didn't look into it from a personal conduct standpoint. Okay, Russell. All right. I'm not that gullible, you guys.
Putnam County, Cookville, Tennessee.
No, Megan, my fiance
From
actually.
Sedona to Cookville, baby.
She notified me of that one. She saw it on Daily Mail.
We were literally, I mean, it's just, there was an update 20 minutes ago from TMZ about this nonsense. Again, we're going to talk about today whether we think he coaches week 1 or not. And that doesn't mean that he got fired. Just does he coach week 1 as the head coach of the Patriots for all the crap that keeps coming out about this? All right. That's what we got. That's what you missed.
That's all of them.
We
Okay.
made a week of shows out of that nonsense. Had nothing to work with.
And then the Juwan Jennings deal I did catch wind
Juwan
of.
Jennings on Friday. Juwan Jennings on Friday was probably the biggest post-draft free agency signing until today with Njoku and the Chargers. I don't know who would be considered the bigger signing, the more impactful signing. It's probably Juwan. They're both 1-year deals. I was surprised by the money. 1 year, 8, up to 13 in incentives.
For Juwan.
For Juwan.
I would have guessed more.
I would have also guessed
Like
more.
early at the beginning of free agency, I would have guessed Juwan from an AAV standpoint, whatever length of contract would have been getting close to 20.
Yeah.
Like maybe in that 18 range.
I don't know if they misplayed it in free agency from a representation standpoint. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm sure Juwan Jennings will be made available to Minnesota media at some point. Perhaps there's something relevant to us in there as well. If there were different teams that were pursuing him, there doesn't seem like there was any interest by the Titans as they remade their wide receiver room. But yeah, Juwan Jennings was one of the first post-draft free agency signings that we saw. Interesting wide receiver room now in Minnesota with him and Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison as the top 3. We played a game on Friday. Can you name another Vikings wide receiver?
Currently on the roster.
Outside of Addison, Jefferson, and Juwan.
No, none. I can't name outside of Addison and Jefferson.
Neither could I.
No.
Neither could I, because Jalen Naylor went to the Raiders? Raiders in free agency, yes.
Y'all put some respect on Ty Felton.
I will not. I don't know who that is.
Ty Felton.
Don't think that's a real person.
3rd-round pick out of Maryland.
Okay. Should I actually respect Ty Felton?
Yeah. No, I mean, he's just the only other one that I knew that was there.
If they respected Ty Felton, they probably wouldn't have signed Juwan Jennings. You know?
Oh, they have Dylan Bell, the former Georgia receiver.
Okay,
Oh,
sure.
see, I knew he would know one of them. I knew he would.
Well,
know.
I looked it up.
So, yes, those are the headlines that Lucas missed while he was out. 615-737-1045 is the number. Speaking of this latest Rousini Vrabel update, I feel like TMZ is they're running out of things to post, so they're just taking any pictures of the two of them together and posting them.
It's like, all right, guys,
This
we
is
know.
This is them talking at a Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
The latest update.
Like the boat thing is significant, unfortunately, because she was
crazy.
7 months pregnant. Like
Bowen's crazy.
And the timing of the Julio reporting around it too. But yeah, now we're just getting leaked pictures of them in the same room. And it's like, all right. Someone in the chat said, guys, I'm starting to think Vrabel and Diana were romantically involved. Yeah, I think I think the point's getting across.
Why wouldn't you just buy your own boat? Like the idea of going and like putting both of your signatures down at a rental boat company, even if you weren't in the middle of this, like the balls.
It's insane.
People.
Might as well go to Nashville Shores and go down the slide together. Like,
I've got news for you. TMZ just put a report out.
No, that was you at Nashville Shores. TMZ is tracking you at Nashville Shores. What horrible thing did you do at Nashville Shores yesterday?
I basked in the sun's glow and enjoyed the wave pool.
did you go yesterday?
Yeah, it was first day it was open.
Was it slammed?
No, it was Mother's Day. I thought I assumed that the dads would bring the kids there so the mom could have like a little silence, but no, it was sparse. We were out there. We had our pick of the litter.
Happy Mother's Day to all the wonderful mothers out there.
Indeed. We will have one of these wonderful mothers in sports join us in the second hour, Madison Blevins, who covers the NBA on a regular basis. UT alum. She was here at the Zone for a long time. She's going to come in studio and talk some hoops with us in the second hour. We do have a little bit of NFL schedule news that we can get to coming up next. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. Do they have Hattie B's in Portugal yet?
No, I was going to say that is the one thing I miss the most. Love you guys, but oh man, that half bird, that pimento mac and cheese.
Missed opportunity.
No Hattie B's in Portugal. They do piri chicken. That's their version of hot chicken.
Is that how they say it? Do they say piri?
How
I've
do
always
you
said
say it?
peri.
I'm sure you have it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, you probably got it.
I'm sure my way's right.
We will not yet have Hattie B's internationally. We will have NFL football games internationally. Cowboys and Giants is not going to be one of them. It's going to be Sunday Night Football in Week 1. It's one of the schedule. We're going to see a lot of schedule nuggets or notes put out this week in the lead up to Thursday as the NFL continues to find ways to make an announcement about an announcement. A big announcement, which well done by the NFL. They're better at that than anybody to turn the schedule release into something that people actually care about this way. So it's Cowboys and Giants on Week 1 of Sunday Night Football. It is one of the biggest rivalries in the NFL. Are either of these teams going to be good next year? Are the Giants going to be a good football team next year? We did a segment on Fox, not this weekend, but last weekend, where we were talking about the teams picking, it was the Kyle Brandt spinoff, right? One team picking in the top 5 that has the best chance to make the playoffs. And everybody else on the national show that we do on Fox picked the Giants, and it was a no-brainer. And I had to sit there and think about it. I was like, are the Giants a no-brainer? Am I too close to the situation in Tennessee? Because I kind of like what the Titans have done over the course of the last couple of months. I'm not down on what the Raiders have done by any stretch of the imagination either. Who's the other team in the top 5? I'm never going to pick the Jets, never the Jets in that situation. And I have no idea what the hell the Cardinals are. The Cardinals feel like borderline not professional football in 2026. So it was really a choice between the 3 of them, and everybody else looked at me like I had 6 heads because I wasn't completely, no-brainer, layup, Giants.
I could see the Giants being a competent football team. So much circles around Matt Nagy to me.
Oh, man, I keep forgetting he's there.
I mean, this is, for all intents and purposes,
Titans
to me,
legend Matt Nagy? No,
almost.
Not quite.
To me, this is kind of his second act, right, as an offensive mind. Yes, he's been in Kansas City as the offensive coordinator, but we all understand that situation under Andy Reid. This is Matt Nagy's second act after the Bears stint, where the offense will be his, and John Harbaugh is going to have his input, and John Harbaugh, the ultimate CEO head coach. We understand this, but so much of this scheme in Jackson Dart's development is going to come down to Matt Nagy and, I suppose, Brian Callahan as the quarterback's coach. So it doesn't need to be said that the Giants' 2026 season hinges on a year 2 leap for Jackson Dart. But is there a world where the Giants are a stable, competent football team in 2026? I say yes, because John Harbaugh is going to be their head coach, and they're not bereft of talent whatsoever.
No, they've got good football players in New York. And the Cowboys, I don't know. If the Cowboys have fixed their defense in a meaningful way, then I think the Cowboys should absolutely be in, this is a general phrase, but just generally in the mix around the postseason wild card conversation. I think the Eagles will probably still be the favorites to win that division by a comfortable margin. But isn't it a thing that there hasn't been a team to win that division in back-to-back years until recently? Were the Eagles the first team to win that division back-to-back years for the first time in however long?
Yeah, it was something like that.
I can't remember what the length of time was. Are we just going to have to resign ourselves to middling teams from bigger markets getting better games than teams that probably should be on primetime? I would like to see the Saints on primetime, if I'm being completely honest with you. I think they were the best team in their division down the stretch. I don't think there's ever a world in which Week 1 Sunday Night Football is going to be the New Orleans Saints quarterbacked by Tyler Shuck.
I get the Cowboys fatigue, but I'm not scoffing at this Week 1 Sunday Night Football matchup.
No, it's fine.
I'm interested in John Harbaugh as the head coach of the Giants. I'm interested in Jackson Dart and Matt Nagy in that relationship.
But is it something that is only interesting in Week 1, or could it be interesting in Week 5, like on Sunday Night Football?
Yeah.
Does it have to be Week 1 Giants Cowboys right off the rip?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's got a chance to be a good football game. Like, where's it going to be? The Giants are hosting, so it's at MetLife Stadium. It's got a chance to be a good game. And that's going to be like like the fourth game of week one anyway?
I know, there's like 17 games before that.
We're acting like this is like the opening act for the NFL season. They're playing in Australia before that. They're playing the Thursday night opener before that. Yeah.
It also has a chance to just be a gross, ugly, stinky game, which is cool for me, too.
I don't want to do that.
No, you're telling me you wouldn't want to see Dak throw 3 interception, Dart throw 2, and fumble 1?
No, I watch that every Sunday. I want to watch good football when I get the chance to watch actual football.
It'll be good. Cam will run somebody over. Scatterboo will scatterboo somebody. Him and Dart will do it.
Will run somebody over?
No,
you said Cam.
Yeah, Cam Scatterboo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you. Is Scatterboo going to be available week 1?
What, do you think he was like a Pokemon and he can only say his name? You're like, who the hell's Cam? It's Scatterboo. Like, he's like, Scatterboo, use headbutt. Like, what do you think?
He's definitely not a human being. He's more a creature, a mythological creature or something like that.
I mean, that's
a real human being.
If any NFL player
I choose you, Scatterboo.
Does that not sound like a Pokemon?
Go, DeBrickashaw. Use block.
Okay, this is a bit. You stole that from somebody. There's no way you came up with that off the top of your head.
You don't like that?
DeBrickashaw.
Oh, come on. That was pretty
I like
good.
that. I'm saying it's too good for you.
What would Scatterboo's, the more we say Scatterboo, the more it sounds like a Pokemon. What would Scatterboo's number 1 power be?
Oh, it would
headbutt.
It would definitely be a headbutt. He would probably be a fighting
headbutt.
type, but then when he evolves, he turns into Scatterboss.
Oh my God!
Somebody get to level 16 and equipped like a hard rock or something.
Put AI on this immediately.
What
turns Cam Scatterboo into a Pokemon?
No, God.
Go, Barkevius Mingo. Use underperform.
Barkevius Mingo is a name I have not thought about in 10 years.
These are great Pokemon names.
There's a few of them out
Takeo,
there.
Use Toxic Spikes.
Which Titans player has the best Pokemon name?
Oh, Ayamanner.
No,
Ayamanner.
No. It's this one that I didn't think was a real person, and I got scolded by PR about. Keydrain Callahan.
Keydrain would be
good.
Keydrain.
Yeah.
Dude, I could make
He was
anybody's
apparently on the
name.
roster for a considerable amount of time last year. I just refuse to believe it. There's not a lot of good ones on the Titans.
Jackie Marshall sounds like a female lawyer from the 90s.
Or a Will Ferrell character from a movie. Jackie Marshall.
Jackie Moon.
Jackie Marshall. Maybe that's what I'm doing there. So it's Giants, it's Cowboys, it's status quo.
We were always going to get this. The Cowboys were going to be in prime time in week 1.
Is there ever a world in which the NFL decides, no, we're going to do things a little differently. We're not going to force feed people the NFC East? Probably not.
No.
Because they'll still get giant numbers off of it.
There's not.
615-737-1045 is the number. We're going to talk some hoops with Madison Hawk of FanDuel Sports Network here in just a minute. We'll also talk a little more NFL. I'm Buck Rising. It's 1045 The Zone. If your energy's off, if things aren't working like they used to, you're not alone. Happens to a lot of guys. As you get up there in age, your body starts to change. That's where the Tennessee Men's Clinic, powered by Men's Pro, comes in to help. What you'll like about them is that they've been doing this for years. They're not just the newest fly-by-night place or sketchy online pill. You're working with true medical providers. They run labs, build a plan around you specifically, not some one-size-fits-all type of deal. They treat low performance, ED, weight loss, and even peptides like NAD+. Their treatments have worked for thousands of men, and most guys say they wish they would have come in sooner. Right now, your lab panel and consultation are just $99. So call them today at 615-208-9090. That's 615-208-9090, or go online to TennesseeMen'sClinic.com.
It is 10:58. Good morning from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs 104.5 The Zone studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. In NFL news this morning, former Browns tight end David Njoku is signing with the Chargers on a one-year deal worth up to $8 million. The league also announced today that the Giants will host the Cowboys to open the season September 13th on Sunday Night Football. For John Harbaugh's Giants debut, the entire regular season schedule will drop on Thursday. Stanley Cup playoff action yesterday. The Canadiens routed the Sabres 6-2, taking a 2-1 series lead. The Ducks tied up the series at 2 with a win over the Golden Knights. And in the NBA yesterday, the Knicks dominated the Sixers, hanging 144 points to complete the sweep and move on to the Eastern Conference Finals. In the West, the T-Wolves tied the series at 2 with the Spurs. Victor Wembanyama ejected in Game 4. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Second hour is upon us. We're happy to have you. We're going to have Madison Hawk in studio to talk some hoops here in just a couple of minutes from now. But as much as we have frankly tried to get out from under this never-ending story that is the Patriots head coach, former Titans head coach Mike Vrabel, and the former NFL insider for ESPN and The Athletic, Diana Rousini, and a longtime friend of mine and guest of this radio show, and their love interest, alleged love interest, however we're categorizing it. Again, still no one on either side of this has admitted to doing anything other than many, many photographs of the two of them or videos of the two of them in various different places, whether it be a casino in Biloxi, Mississippi, or a pontoon boat in Cookeville, Tennessee, right? It's just a constant stream of updates, if you want to call them that, from a 6-year-plus long relationship of some kind that almost everybody, I think, can agree is inappropriate. So there have already been consequences, of course, for Diana. For what it's worth, Lucas, you've been gone for a week. Mercifully, you've been removed from this story for a week. It seems like it's never going to end. It seems like it's our Aaron Rodgers darkness retreat this year, where it's just there's nothing to fill the void, and so there is Aaron Rodgers again. And even Aaron Rodgers, we're tired enough of Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers that this is taking up infinitely more oxygen than anything else. So you've been removed from this story, quote unquote, for a week. The latest update is a lame one from TMZ, where it's just them saying, Diana Rousini, I'm literally reading from the TMZ Sports notification. Diana Rousini wraps arm around Mike Vrabel during chat at 2022 Super Bowl party. They're literally like,
yeah,
it's a loud party, like whatever. You could find, there are many more damning videos of them and pictures of them.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, so we've squeezed about as much juice as we can out of this thing, and yet people still find it titillating and compelling. But the consequences have already come for Diana, right? She don't have a job. She resigned her job before the internal investigation from the New York Times, who is the parent company of The Athletic, came out. Mike Vrabel has not experienced any consequences professionally that we know of. Were you here for the standing ovation with the season ticket holders?
Yeah, I can't remember talking about it on here, but yes, I did see that.
I was making fun of Patriots fans because they gave him a standing ovation like he beat cancer, and I thought that was a bit dumb. Whatever. I mean, fans will rally around whatever they choose to rally around. I'm sure Deshaun Watson still has some fans out there, too. Obviously, a very different story, but still. So, for Vrabel, there is still no interest from the NFL into an investigation into the personal conduct policy.
Which I believe is insane. The more that comes out about this, I think it is insane.
There is, it opens up. And I also, do you get into this collusion? A to Z has tried to do a lot of different things with collusion that they're alleging exists in the reporting around Julio Jones and the Titans and the Falcons and Diana at the time and the A.J. Brown stuff. I just don't think that's collusion. I think that's what every NFL insider does with almost every coach or executive or agent. Like, people leak stuff to Schefter. People leak stuff to Rappaport? Are they, engaging in other, dinners or casino nights out or whatever the case may be?
Well, I think that's the difference. Does it come from the basis of clearly a personal and romantic relationship? Like, it's not about what did affect the Julio trade, but what could happen. Not even necessarily what did happen, because we can't...
You're talking about grounds for an investigation.
Yeah.
What could happen?
Yeah.
Yes.
What could happen in this type of scenario is a reporter, via this relationship, put out news that favors the head coach participating in the relationship and his football team and its opportunity to go get a player like Julio Jones for a lower cost than maybe they otherwise would. I don't know if the Falcons actually did have a first-round draft pick on the table for Julio Jones, which Diana reported they did, and that the Titans were, quote, a long shot to land Julio. Of course, shortly thereafter, the Titans land Julio Jones with the second-round pick. So that's the idea, right, that her reporting cooled the trade market on Julio Jones, allowing the Titans to swoop in. Whether it did or it didn't, to me...
It's not quantifiable evidence of that. The
Not at
places
all.
where I'm starting to... Where I'll buy off on that is, like, she voted for him for Coach of the Year. Like, there's going to be some level of, you have votes as far as regular season awards are concerned. That is the biggest conflict of interest, single point of conflict of interest. There's not enough quantifiable evidence for me to say that one single reporter cooled an entire trade market for one of the most famous wide receivers going.
I'm with you. And again, it's not about did it or didn't it. To me, it's could it.
Yeah.
I think it absolutely could. Absolutely, it's feasible that it could have that effect on a trade market for a player and allow a team to swoop in to get that player at a lower cost. So it is insane to me that the NFL continues to just kind of like, no, just keep it moving. Keep it moving. It seems like the NFL is right there with every party involved in this situation, just waiting for it to blow over.
Enough.
Waiting for it to blow over. And it just seems like it's not going to.
If Arthur Blank was upset enough about the situation, an NFL owner, if Jeff Lurie, the Eagles owner, around this AJ stuff, Bob Kraft was upset enough with his coach, or Diana, or Amy Adams Strunk, right, with stuff around the Titans. If any of these NFL owners wanted this story to be investigated, it would be investigated. I think this is a clear and obvious situation telling you that NFL owners, like you're saying, just want the story to blow over. Is there a world in which, because the thing to me that puts him at risk is himself. Mike Vrabel has made awful decisions beyond just like the actual relationship with the reporter. The handling of this story at every turn has been, a clown show, an absolute clown show. A PR class in how not to should be taught on this specific story. And so his judgment is clearly compromised on a number of fronts here. And you would say, how could it not be? Right? You were here for that Albert Breer thing where Breer was on Boston local radio talking about the idea that he's not the same person that he's always been, Mike Vrabel, since this.
Yeah, like in the building. He doesn't have that same Vrabel bravado and gravitas.
How the hell are you supposed
walking
to?
Around.
He ought to be walking around like a whipped dog.
Yeah. Well, it seems clear that at this point, I think something else, more and more and more would have to drop for the NFL to finally cave and have to conduct some sort of investigation. And maybe that could happen. But if we're going to talk about the chances of Vrabel's job actually being affected by this, and again, this is where things get weird, and this is the part of this whole story that I hate, because it's almost like it's impossible to get into the personal side of it when it impacts the professional side of it so much. But to me, it would be the personal side of it for Vrabel, the things he has to do for his family on the personal side, continuing to affect the football side, like missing a day of the draft. If he has to miss any more of the offseason program, if he's not 100% himself in the building, which he himself has said multiple times, that's the plan, is to get back to being that, obviously paraphrasing. But that to me is the only thing that could, shake this up whatsoever. Is months down the road, stuff keeps trickling down, and it's like, hey, this just isn't, Mike's not the same guy. It's clearly affecting him. The family side of it is affecting how he comes to work. It's affecting him missing things at work. I don't know that it's necessarily gotten to that point, but I feel like if there's any scenario where Vrabel's job is legitimately affected by this, it's the personal side of it starting to carry into the professional side for him.
And he's the one who started that by taking day 3 of the draft off.
Right.
It does not become a football story until the football day to day.
And being asked about, are you going to miss any more of the offseason, and not having an answer. Like, that's the part that leaves that door just a little bit cracked. Vrabel's probably not going to be affected by a professional. He's probably not going to lose his job over it. And what's probably going to happen is during the Patriots home opener, when they say Mike Vrabel's name over the PA,
oh yeah, sure,
Gillette Stadium is going to go bonkers for him, as though he just overcame, a life-changing illness or something.
Like the season ticket.
Yes.
They treated him like he had beaten cancer.
It's going to be kind of gross. Like, he's going to be kind of like a martyr for Patriots fan, and they're going to back their coach. Like Drake May talking about, we're here for him, as if he's dealing with something that's not completely of his own doing.
Yeah, and I'm of two minds of this, right? Because I don't think he's asking to be treated like any kind of victim.
No, I don't think so either.
This is being the actions of the two of them have put themselves in a situation where they are no longer in control of this thing that they have had control over for the better part of 6 years, it sounds like. This is not necessarily relevant to football. I don't think that they are bad people. I think they are people who have done a terrible thing in this particular situation. I think all of us have moments where we do terrible things. That does not necessarily define us as bad people. Because I see a comment in the chat saying, specifically of Diana, this is so terrible on Diana's part. Yes, Vrabel is a POS, but Diana is equally a terrible person. Sorry, that's just the facts. I mean, they did a bad thing together, and it's going to live with them for the rest of the time. I do not think that makes them horrible people, top to bottom, either of them. And yeah, I'm biased, absolutely biased. But I would say the same thing of Robert or Lucas or me, because we have all done things in our lives that we have regretted, I'm sure, at some point. Obviously not to this scale. This is a huge public Good Morning America type scandal, right? This is no longer just restricted to the world of sports. I think there's a non-0% chance that he's not coaching that team week 1.
Yeah, non-zero. Yeah, sure.
But think about how crazy that is to say. They were just in the Super Bowl. I mean, and I wouldn't even necessarily, prior to all this, I wouldn't necessarily expect them to make the playoffs or anything like that. I think they're going to have a come back to earth type of season, I would expect, unless Drake May takes a leap forward. That is instrumental when it comes to all of this. So I think that ultimately, if I was betting, I'd probably bet that he is out there coaching week 1. But I think we have so much time between now and September. What's the first week of the season? It's usually around September 11th, right? We have so much more time, and there seems to be a never-ending supply of these pictures and videos and stories of the two of them together. And the next ripple effect of this is if Diana decides at any point to say something about this story.
Yeah.
Because that could re-nuke the entire situation depending on what tact she chooses to take, if any.
I don't see something. Oh, look who's here. You didn't tell me she was in studio.
Well, yeah, you wasn't going to have her on Zoom.
You didn't tell me.
Oh my God, she's lived here for the better part of the year. This is the first time I've seen her. I don't even want to deal with you yet. All right? No. What do you mean? What's this? It's a watch. It's a tattoo. Sit down. I'll deal with you in a minute. See, she's lived here for way too long.
It's a henna. It's fake like everything else.
Slay asked me if I lost a bet.
That's always what you want to hear. You come to work with a new tat.
This $500 tattoo. Did you lose a bet? No, Slay.
I was about to say something, but nobody
Madison
needs to
is
hear
here.
that.
I'd rather talk to Mads. I'm tired of this Diana Vrabel story, so we'll talk some shop with Madison Hawk, not Blevins, coming up next. Nothing worse than a plumbing, electrical, or HVAC emergency. You don't know what it will cost or if it'll get fixed correctly or if someone is just trying to sell you something. That's when you call Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. Their experts are going to solve your problems quickly. And the best part is the price you're told is the price you'll actually pay. There's no hidden fees or surprises when you get your bill. Hiller has been in business as a family-owned and operated company for over 30 years. Their techs are vetted and professional. And when you get assigned your tech, you'll even get a link to track them and a picture in real time so you don't waste time waiting around for your service appointment, which is always the worst part. Happy you'll be or the service is free. That's the Happy Hiller promise. So visit them online today at happyhiller.com. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. So I am reluctant to bring our next guest into the studio because, one, she is incredibly talented and incredibly good at what she does. Two, she has just stated her interest in taking our job, or at least my job, as she walks in here. She's
in one of the show opens.
She is in one of the show opens. Yeah,
You are.
You criticizing me. Is this even a real radio show?
Me? Never. Criticizing you? Never, Buck.
That voice is Madison Hawk.
Guys, it feels so good to be back.
It's good to see you.
It's been 6 years since I stepped foot in this building. Can you believe
Has it
that?
been that long?
Lucas and I were working downstairs in promotions, and then I got my job in Knoxville.
I wish we would have kept both of you down there.
Hey, now they're doing a nice job.
I'll say the show has gotten better since the guy to my left joined.
Yeah, I would say that it is. There are many things that have improved as a result of me not wanting them to improve. So we just kind of deal with it, which is why you're here to talk some hoops.
Wow, so nice. No, Buck, I've got to say, so much has changed in 6 years since I was here last. You weren't even a part of this station.
No.
So I do have to give you a shout out. I am proud of you. You have done a lot, Buck, in 6 years. You're crushing it. This is a great show, and that's the only nice thing I'll say.
We can skip this part.
No. I was going to save the nice things for the end because normally she comes in here, she gets on me about my weight or something like that.
Well, I've already done that.
Yeah, off air. On air, I'm waiting for the public shame. I'm sure there will be a picture of us afterwards that she'll Photoshop into making me look 10 times bigger. I'm still mad at you for that birthday picture from a couple of years ago.
People thought it was real.
Yeah, I know.
That's the sad thing.
That was the most insulting part.
What did you do? You doctored a photo
Yeah,
of him?
She blew me up like a balloon.
So for people listening who haven't seen that picture, I'll find it and I'll tweet it out again.
Let's not.
And yeah, I think it was my birthday.
Somebody
probably
already
like my
texted
20th.
me, this is now the Madison Hawk show. I'm sick of this.
And it will be for the next, 40 minutes? Yeah, I blew him up, just made him look a little better. But it's great to be back with you guys.
So tell us what you've been doing in these last 6 years for the audience who, because, the Zone listeners, you know them, they're very loyal.
Yeah.
They may remember Madison Blevins at the time, who's since been married. She's a mother of two now. Happy belated Mother's Day.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's wild personally how much my life has changed in 6 years. As you mentioned, I got married. I have twin daughters who are 2 now, which is just crazy and
Insane.
the absolute greatest blessing of my life. But career-wise, the last year has been really awesome for me. I've checked a lot off my dream bucket list, and I think the 19-year-old intern of the midday show that was here years ago would be very proud of just what I've been able to do career-wise. But I do have to say a lot of it started here and just chasing opportunities here and getting reps here. And so really grateful for everyone here that gave me that opportunity. But when I left here, I went and worked for a local station in Knoxville, the NBC affiliate. And then from there, I got pulled to Dallas, Texas, and worked for a regional sports network, now called FanDuel Sports Network, and was used as an NBA host, an NBA analyst, sideline reporter, covered the Texas Rangers as their studio host during their World Series championship season, which was awesome. And then most recently, now I'm with the Atlanta Hawks as their sideline reporter. I'm doing college football for ESPN, college basketball for Fox Sports. So really busy. That's why I haven't been able to see you since we moved back.
I'm so mad at you. I'm
feels
really
great
mad
to
because
be
I want to
back.
hang out with Colt, and instead you're just you're keeping him locked away in Franklin.
Yeah, he's way cooler than me, but it feels great to be back, and it's just kind of all full circle.
So you played basketball at Belmont. You've always been, basketball has always been in your repertoire. Did you always see yourself covering the NBA though? Was that always the goal?
Yeah, honestly, it was. And it's funny because growing up, I wasn't this huge NBA fan. I was a huge LeBron James fan. Probably a lot of the Zone listeners remember the Madison LeBron Blevins days. I was a huge LeBron James fan. We could talk more about that, what he's doing in the playoffs right now later. But yeah, I always loved basketball. You mentioned it, played at Belmont, but knew I wasn't ever going to play past college, didn't want to, didn't have any desire to, but knew I always wanted to work in sports and wanted to work in basketball. I grew up in Knoxville, and there college football is everything. So that was, really fun getting to work the sidelines for ESPN last year. That was a dream of mine. But I always knew basketball, NBA was where I wanted to go mainly with my career. So it's been really cool, especially my bosses in Dallas used me in a lot of different ways, as I mentioned, as an analyst, as a host, as a sideline reporter. So just being able to wear multiple different hats, getting to talk about the game at the highest level, it's so cool being around these NBA players, these NBA coaches, because they know the game. Like, you think you know the game, they know the game like no other. They have to, right? They live, eat, and breathe it. So this past season, just being able to talk to a lot of Atlanta's coaches, learning the game at the highest level with these genius basketball minds, it's really, really been cool. And so, yeah, I think I'm grateful for every opportunity, because this definitely was my path that I wanted, was to cover the NBA one day.
Well, the Hawks are out of it, but to you, what is the biggest storyline currently of these NBA playoffs?
Oh, I feel like there's a few. Yeah, you mentioned it. Hawks are out. I think the biggest interesting thing to me, and maybe I'm just this is too close to home for me, is the fact that the Knicks are playing the way they were.
No, that's the answer.
Yeah, if you take a look back at the first round, Atlanta going up 2-1, it really felt like the Hawks had all the momentum. Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, it looked like their backs were against the wall. I'm not going to use the word scared, because they're two of the best basketball players in the world, but it really looked like Atlanta was in their head. Felt like they were in New York's locker room. And then it just totally flipped, and we do not have to go back to game 6. That was just a disaster. But to see what the Knicks have now done, sweeping Philly, to me, it's all about just the leadership and the poise of Jalen Brunson. I think if you're in New York, there's some criticism of, is he going to be our superstar? Is he our closer? Now in the Eastern Conference, I think personally, Jalen Brunson is the best closer in the East right now. And I think he's a huge reason why they are playing at such a high level. So the East, to me, runs through the Knicks. I don't think the Eastern Conference is going to win it all. I think that Oklahoma City is just the team to beat. But I think this playoffs, this postseason in the NBA is so fun, because listen to the names we're talking about. We're not talking about Steph Curry. We're not talking about the Denver Nuggets. We really don't even need to talk about LeBron James and the Lakers, other than they're getting embarrassed right now. They look slow. They look old. And we're talking about the next generation of basketball. Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, all these type of players that are playing at an elite level consistently in the postseason. It's fun as a basketball fan, as an NBA fan, to see the next generation of the game, the way that it's evolving.
That's an interesting perspective, though. Madison Hawk, at Madison Hawk, is where you can follow her. I hesitate to boost her social media following any more than her profile and her work has already raised it.
That's H-O-C-K.
That's right,
yes.
H-O-C-K, Madison Hawk, in studio with us. It's an interesting perspective, because the second round of these playoffs, Mads, have been, awful. These games have been dreadful. And so that is good perspective to but these are new faces, fresh faces, different coaches, different players, different teams in the mix. But if the inevitability is still that we end up with OKC winning back-to-back titles, did we really accomplish anything at all?
Yeah, because I think, the playoffs, this hasn't been the best round, but I think the fluidity of the NBA is different than what we've seen. And what has stood out to me in these playoffs, and a typical fan might not see all of this, but when you break it down, the defense has been elite. And I know defense isn't really selling tickets as much as these high-powered offenses, but you take a look at the Oklahoma City Thunder. You pointed them out. They have a real legitimate shot to win it all again. They've yet to lose a game in the postseason, and what do they pride themselves on? Defense. And what Mark Daigneault has done building up that organization, a longtime G League coach, now has his players playing like absolute stars, not just playing like stars, they are stars. To me, what stands out the most, though, about the Thunder is, yes, we can talk SGA all day. He is such a pivotal piece. I think he is now the face of the league. Him and Anthony Edwards might be the face of the league, to me, in my opinion. But it's Chet Holmgren, and it's what OKC has been able to do around Chet. Chet has changed the game in so many ways, because as when you take a look at his offense, yes, he's elite at finishing at the rim, but he spaces the floor. He can also shoot. He can come off the dribble as well. He's attacking defenders with the ball in his hands, and he's 7'1". Just the way that he's been able to space and give Oklahoma City so many weapons offensively. Then you take a look at his defense. I think the reason why the Thunder have been able to win a lot of these ball games and not lose yet in the postseason is because of that defensive identity that is led by Chet. He's allowing the players to get up, like Jalen Williams, SGA, get up and pressure the ball. They know if they make any mistakes, they have an elite rim protector in Chet Holmgren that is ready to take over the paint. I think the difference we're seeing in Oklahoma City right now is just the experience. You take a look back at this time last year. It felt like to me the Thunder were the best team in the league, and I'm lucky. I got a front row view with the Thunder. I was one of their studio hosts for a couple of seasons when I was in Dallas, and just talking to people around that organization. One of my college teammates at Belmont's their sideline reporter, Paris Lawson. It's a unique organization because it's a lot of players that weren't, didn't have a lot of stock, weren't some of the best players in the world out of college are the ones you're talking about. But what they have done under Mark Dagnall and his system has been incredible to watch. And I was actually listening to Coach Dagnall, one of his press conferences yesterday, and he was asked just about like his coaching philosophy and how he's gotten the Thunder to the level that they are. And he said, I know when to coach them hard and I know when to peel it back. And I think that's the most important mindset of an NBA coach. He's not necessarily letting the players just completely take over. He's there to guide them, there to coach them, but he's also giving them the free will to go out and just play basketball. And to me, it has been really, really fun to watch.
You bring up the coach a great deal, but I don't think there's a better executive in basketball.
Oh, yeah.
And you might argue that there's not a better executive in sports right now. I'm sure Howie Roseman with the Eagles would come up, but Sam Presti and the job that he's done with the Thunder over multiple generations of that team and building contenders. I mean, he must just think so little of the Los Angeles Clippers for the way that he continues to hedge his bets against their draft picks. I know that didn't necessarily work out for them last night in the lottery, but my God. Sam Presti, is he the best GM in the NBA by a mile?
I think so. And, I'm glad you brought up Sam Presti because I was actually talking to some coaches in the league about this over the season because a lot of people look at Oklahoma City and the organization and what Sam Presti has built as like the standard now. And a lot of teams are wanting to build around what the Thunder did, their blueprint and how Sam Presti has flipped this organization that wasn't very legit for a really long time, not a really long time, but for significant years. And now they're defending champions. I think they're going to win it all once again. But he's done it from the ground up and he sees potential and he goes after it. And I think he just does it his own way. I think Sam Presti's a guy that a lot of executives could sit back and watch and study and learn from. And they have. And I think that it's worked there in Oklahoma City. But you also have to think about the buy-in. The thing about the NBA that I've seen over my 3 years in the league, 3 or 4 years, is it's a player-driven league. Like it really is. And the coaches, there's a fine line between how much you can push back, how much you can really coach. Because when you've got your superstar out there making, $50, $60 million, how much can you press? The coaches that do continue to press, the leaders that do press, do hold their players accountable, do set the standard, they're the ones winning championships. And I think we're seeing that out of Oklahoma City.
Madison Hawk in studio with us. You can catch her coverage during the NBA regular season for FanDuel Sports Network. The criticism of SGA and his style of play, do you think that's fair, or do you think he's just maximizing his abilities? Because there is a lot of criticism about him and the way that he draws fouls and how often he gets to the line. That's just that's a hack to me. Not necessarily. Maybe it's not the most aesthetically pleasing way to play basketball, but I certainly wouldn't slight him for it.
No, I think SGA is the MVP for a reason in a lot of ways from last year's finals. The way he plays is different, but he's so smart. And once again, I'm glad you brought up SGA because I had a front row seat to his cousin, his best friend, his brother, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, plays for the Hawks. Had great conversations. Can't say enough great things about Nickeil and the way he is as a player and the way he carries himself. But of course, a lot of the questions when Oklahoma City came to town or when we went to Oklahoma City was about SGA and his mindset. And I'll never forget what Nikhil told me is growing up playing together, SGA was always the most locked in. He was the hardest worker, him and Nikhil both. And they grew up just playing pickup basketball on the basketball courts. And I think that that's so much of his identity. He plays hard. And I think the criticism, I don't necessarily think it's fair because I think you could say that about a bunch of different players. Take a look at the game last night where Wemby got a flagrant two. And say what you want about the physicality in the NBA, but I also had a front row seat to chatting with Dominique Wilkins all season long, one of the best to ever play the game. He loves the physicality. He's like, bring it on, because that's what they thrived off of. I mean, you're telling me him going up against Larry Bird wasn't one of the most physical basketball games in the history of the game. So the criticism that SGA gets where the fouls are his way or whatever it may be, honestly, I don't listen to a ton of that noise because I think SGA's game just speaks for himself. If we want to talk that, we could talk about Luka Doncic and how he flops every single time if he doesn't get a call and how he's constantly in the ears of ref. I just think you have to use the game to your advantage. Luka uses that to his advantage. If this is the way SGA can create separation, get in his opponent's head, let him do what he wants. Just stay within the game of basketball.
That's the one place where I will disagree with you. I think that nobody bitches and moans more than Luka Doncic with the refs. I can't stand it. Can't stand it.
Totally. But is he also one of the greatest players at
Sure.
the given time? Yes. I think that's the reason why the Lakers aren't where they want to be right now is because Luka's sitting on the bench and he's not on the court. And when you're relying on LeBron James and Austin Reeves, like you need Luka in there. And he's not healthy. And that sucks for the Lakers right now because they're a totally different team with Luka. But yes, he loves to chat. He does.
And they're 11.5-point dogs against the Thunder, like you said, with a chance to get swept. Madison Hawk in studio with us. 9:30 is the tip-off tonight on Prime Video between Thunder and Lakers. OKC a win away from moving on to the conference finals. We obviously, on this show, are not keeping up with the day-to-day narratives and expectations with these teams that are at this point of the postseason. How disappointing, if the Lakers do indeed fall tonight, get swept in the second round, will this experiment have been so far with LeBron and Luka Doncic? And how much do you think this is going to drag on this offseason, the LeBron retirement discussion, as everybody awaits that decision?
That's going to be the narrative.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you read recaps right now, is this LeBron's last postseason? That's all anyone wants to talk about with the Lakers. I mean, I think Luka has his own headlines in different ways, but that's the narrative. I don't think it's a unique situation. I wouldn't say it's disappointing because of who they're playing. They're playing the reigning champs. They're playing a team that hasn't lost in the postseason. I mean, that is unheard of.
And the Thunder own them.
But to me right now, the Lakers, they don't just look tired. They look exhausted. They look old. They don't have depth. If you look at the top teams right now in the postseason, the best teams, their 8th, 9th player are playing meaningful minutes. And that's what you have to have in the postseason is that depth. Take a look at how Oklahoma City wants to play. They want to control the tempo from the start. They want to push the ball in transition. They want to spread you out. They want to attack gaps. They want to finish at the rim. They're exposing the Lakers defense because the Lakers can't switch well 1 through 5. Oklahoma City can. Chet Holmgren can come out and guard and defend a guard on the perimeter. The Lakers don't necessarily have that defensive identity. So I don't think it's so much going to be this was a fail. I still think Dallas wears that way more than the Lakers with the trade that the Lakers ever will. Because we are talking about LeBron James and Luka Doncic, 2 of the best to ever touch a basketball, but they don't have that player right now. So I think just the overall, now if the Lakers were playing somebody else, absolutely. I even think if the Lakers were playing Minnesota, I would like to see that matchup. But I think the main storylines in the offseason from the national media is going to be, is LeBron done? Is he ready to start his golf career? And what does it look like for him next? And I hate that it has to be that way because there's so much more to the league now than LeBron. But when you're the all-time leading scorer, that's going to be the conversation. And I respect that and I get that. But I think the biggest storyline is just you have to give credit to the Thunder more so than the negativity towards the Lakers. But the Lakers are one of the most storied franchises in all of sports. So, of course, the expectations are not being met internally.
Yeah, I just have such a hard time with that, though, Lucas, because he's 41.
Hard time with what?
Disappointment in LeBron and the Lakers.
Yeah.
Like, they won a playoff series with him as the best player, without Doncic and Reeves. Like, he's 41 years old.
And take a
It's
look
outrageous.
at what he's done in this series against the Thunder. I wrote it down. 27 points, 23 points, 19 points, 8 assists, 6 assists, 6 assists.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing really well.
Yeah.
And he's still running the floor in transition. I mean, to be 41, I'm 30. I could not run the floor the way LeBron James is running the floor endurance-wise right now, and I'm a runner. I love to run. I mean, he's still playing at such a high level. It's just, I don't think what we're used to out of LeBron at the highest level. I saw something really interesting lately when he was asked about just the endurance it takes to play in the postseason year after year. I think it was like 9 consecutive years he was in the finals or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But it was something crazy about the endurance it takes. Because think about that. The NBA postseason is so long. Our last regular season game was April 12th, I think, April 12th or April 16th. We're going to go into late June. So if you're one of these teams that's going to the finals, you're going into late June, you're going to start some sort of camp late July, August. Like, you really only get 2 months off. And so, I mean, that's impressive in itself.
Well, what is your gut feeling on, if you had to sit here and make a prediction, do you think this is it for him?
Nothing would surprise me if he says, I'm coming back. I could see this being it. Yeah, I definitely think. I think the way Bronny has gotten more playing time and these highlight clips we've seen of him assisting his dad and vice versa, I think, LeBron loves that and he feeds off of that. And ultimately, he's a dad first. He wanted to see Bronny succeed, and I think he's having a little bit more success than originally on. So I think that, fills his cup. What is the league without LeBron James? Like, I don't remember the NBA without LeBron. We probably all three of us probably don't.
Our entire adult lifetimes, for sure.
He was my favorite player growing up. Just the way he approaches the game, the way he's taking care of his body, just all the things that he's done right to be able to play up until he's 41. Basketball, it's not football. You're not out there getting tackled, but it's still a really physical sport. And it was more physical back 20 years ago when he entered the league, 20 plus years ago. So do I think this could be it? I think this is the first time that I've been like, yeah, maybe. Last year I was like, no way, whatever, he wants to play another year with Bronny. Luka, see how that maps out. I could see this being it for him.
We do have a couple of NBA headlines, actually. Shams is out here tweeting up a storm, so I want to ask Mads about that coming up next. More basketball talk with Madison Hawk of FanDuel Sports Network. So this has been overwhelmingly professional so far through 20 minutes of Madison Hawk in studio. Not what what did you say your microphone was off?
Wow. Speaking of professional guys, can we get it together back there?
Immediately takes out the production. Wow.
Not the big boss.
I'm kidding.
Suck it, Robert.
I'm kidding. That's my guy. We've shared a margarita before. That's my guy.
We threw iced tequila shots at that Bell.
We did.
Like you shared
We
the same
did.
margarita, or you enjoyed a margarita
We
together?
enjoyed a margarita.
Two
together.
straws.
Robert tried to stick a straw in everybody else's margarita once he was cut off at the bar. Yeah, that was a unique experience. I've never done the ice shots that are actually like shaped ice cubes that are shot glasses, and then you throw them at a bell.
I didn't do that. I don't know what you guys are talking about. My
You
mom
look
and
like
dad are listening.
Nolan Ryan.
I wasn't doing that.
You look like Nolan Ryan when you wound that thing up and just ding.
I was quickly reminded how long it's been since I've thrown anything even remotely shaped like a baseball,
Well,
because
fuck.
it was just not
we know your
not a good showing.
athleticism.
I'm the best athlete on this show. Are you kidding
Well,
me?
that's proven to be false.
You want to tell the college athlete in the room what you did playing beer league soccer?
That's a durability conversation,
Oh, no.
okay? Now, we're just talking about Luka Doncic during the break.
Yeah,
Nobody
go ahead.
denies his greatness. The durability is a question. My durability is a question.
That pivot there.
not staying
taking
away
the
from that.
attention off him.
No. He's comparing himself to Luka is what
Yeah,
he's doing.
I feel like that's what he just did.
That's exactly what
It's
he's doing.
almost the same
He
thing.
about blew his ACL playing rec league soccer because for whatever reason, Lucas can't walk 10 feet without tearing an ankle or twisting an ankle.
Didn't you play soccer, though? Like, isn't that your sport?
Technically, yes.
Technically.
I was out there and I was running around.
AYSO.
Yeah. Not at any high levels.
Man, just come in here to bully everybody. Took out me, took out Robert, took out Lucas.
I walked into the
So
studio and
fast.
said, I have arrived. Hey, it's good to have some feminine energy in here. You guys need this
Well,
to
listen,
bring
the
you
la-
back down
We
to
have
earth.
Buck.
Yeah, he provides it usually, but you're right. We could use some more of
I mean,
it.
the last one was Diana. And we're trying to avoid that here.
Would you like to get into that? Yes.
I would not.
I am curious from a kind of a, I don't want to say a homer perspective, but you did grow up in East Tennessee. You covered Tennessee football and basketball at WBIR in Knoxville for a couple of years. This is totally off the current NBA playoff discussion, but how do you see the Nate Ament situation developing in the NBA draft? I'm not sure how much you're involved in the draft coverage, what people think of prospects, but just with your knowledge of Tennessee's program, what did you think of his decision to ultimately come out?
And for what it's worth, the lottery was yesterday.
And I see him going like as high as 14th, I think, to New Orleans, maybe, is what I saw. I think it's interesting. College athletics, that's a whole other conversation of the way NIL and college athletics has changed.
You getting any money after the fact?
I wish.
No residuals.
I actually think Colton, my husband played baseball at Stanford. I actually think he might. He was telling me something about that the other day. No, I am not. Okay. But I think it's different when you went to Belmont versus Stanford. But shout out Belmont. Love y'all. But to your point, yes, to be a homer, yes, I absolutely love Coach Rick Barnes. So I would have stayed and played another year for him if I could have, but haven't followed the ins and outs of why he decided. I've read some articles and listened to coverage there, but why he decided to go, I think he could have benefited from maybe more coaching guidance, whatever you want to call it. But if he's going in the first round, like it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah. When is the draft itself?
End of June.
Okay, so we've got the end of June for the NBA draft. We do have a little bit of NBA news as we were going to break there. Shams Charania at ESPN is giving us updates on last night's game. Victor Wembanyama, who was ejected last night against Minnesota for elbowing Naz Reid. He is not expected to see any additional discipline. We also have a report from Shams on the Milwaukee Bucks open for business on trade calls and offers for the two-time MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo. I think I said that correctly. Entering the NBA Combine and over 6 weeks away from the draft, sources are telling ESPN. So first, let's start with Wemby, Mads. He is an alien out there, and he is an interesting case study and just somebody that size and how difficult it is to stay healthy, because he's obviously not a post player traditionally. He can do it. He can do it all. He can bring the ball up. He can shoot from the perimeter. He's a freak of nature. But where are you on Wembanyama and the sustainability of a player at that size doing the kind of things that he's doing?
I think the word you just used, sustainability, is perfect, because that's where I'm at on him right now. It's still such a small sample size to me. Look, Wemby is by far one of the most talented players I have ever seen. I still want to see him get bigger and be able to embrace more of that physicality. I think last night's game was his first, hey, welcome to the NBA postseason moment. No knock to him. I just think he is absolutely going to be a superstar in this league, but the Spurs are still trying to completely build around Wemby, and they do have a really good supporting cast. I did a handful of games on the sidelines last season for the Spurs and got to see them and the way the organization works up close and what Pop has built over there for so long. Wemby's in the best hands. Absolutely is. I think Mitch Johnson's a really good coach. I think they have great people in the staff that can develop different guys and have those players around Wemby and De'Aaron Fox, Steph Castle, Devin Vassell. They have a good supporting cast, but I'm still not completely sold that Wemby is the second coming of the NBA, the next LeBron James. I am not there yet at all. I think he's incredibly talented. I think he's going to be a superstar, have an amazing career if you're taking a look at just the pure basketball skill set. But the sustainability is still the biggest question mark for me. And I would hate to see injuries, especially because I think he needs to gain a lot more weight and his size. He's just so freaking tall. Standing next to him, I am full head tilted up, by far the tallest person I've ever stood next to him. And now can he get his frame to match that? He's so athletic. He, a lot of comparison to Kevin Durant, the way that he's 7'1", plays like a guard. Really impressive to watch and runs like a deer. The way he's able to get down the floor, play in transition, space the floor, all great things. But again, he's got to stay on the court. I think if we compare it to totally different type of players, I'm not talking about basketball in this comparison, but you take a look at Zion Williamson and the way his career has unfolded. Still think he's got a lot of basketball left to be played, but we don't talk about Zion a lot because he's not ready. He's not on the court. He's not available. And that's tainted his career a ton. But you take a look at a guy like Wemby, you would hate to see the same thing happen to him that we've seen with Zion. You want him to be healthy. You want him to be on the court because I think it's the best thing for the NBA to have a foreign player, which, by the way, a whole other conversation, just the way international players have taken over the NBA and some of the best players from Jokic to Luka to Wemby. It's been really cool to see the international feel for it. The Hawks actually had 14 players from different countries this year on their roster. 11, I think it was 11 of 14, actually. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, from all over. I mean, Canada, Africa, you name it. Places I cannot pronounce. Some names that I couldn't pronounce with my East Tennessee accent I really had to work on. But Victor Wembanyama, definitely good for the game. You just want that sustainability piece to click and him be able to stay on the court. But I'm glad he's not being punished further for that flagrant 2 elbow. It's the postseason. Let him play. He's one of the best players in the game. Let him be on the court. Let him play.
So what do we think? She gonna take our jobs?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Far more equipped to do
I'm
this.
going to work my way downstairs, make sure I have some conversations with the right people.
You know the right people to talk to.
It can now be called the Madison Hawk Show from 10 to 1 on 104.5 The Zone.
I literally already got a text from somebody saying it would be better if it was the Madison Hawk Show. And I would not dispute this.
No, you guys are great. You guys are great. You're crushing it.
On the way out, just your thought on the general state of the Grizzlies, who land with the number 3 overall pick in the lottery.
What?
Tim McMahon saying he does not expect to see them use that pick for a John Morant trade in any way. We get mad. We get mad when we spend 40 minutes on the NBA, or people get mad at us, and we don't touch on the Memphis Grizzlies right down the road.
Yeah.
No reason to this year.
I think,
but is that the conversation? There's no reason to touch on the Grizzlies right now.
It's tough because I think they should come to Nashville. I would love if they came to Nashville.
Just start a fight.
Would make my travel a lot less. No, I think you do have to give Memphis some credit because they have seen a ton of change. they've seen a ton of rollover in their front office and their staff, all of that over the last few years. I take a look back at my first season in the NBA. I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. The number 1 and number 2 team in the West was the New Orleans Pelicans and the Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
And that was like the game to watch when they played each other, because when Ja Morant is on the court, you go back to all his, outside basketball stuff, but he's still an incredible player. Watching him, his first step, he is the fastest player I have seen, like in person. He is so explosive. When he is healthy, when he is full speed, he is so much fun to watch with the ball in his hands. So I would love to see the Grizzlies going back to one of those elite organizations like they were a few years ago. The same thing happened with them, though, that it happened when I was with New Orleans. His injuries just dwindled down and they weren't able to sustain what they were. So if they can get, a top pick in like they're going to now after the lottery,
It's a good draft for that.
I think it'll help them. But still, as we're seeing, the league is getting younger. You take a look at the postseason now. A lot of these younger teams have risen to the top, but I still think that they are a few pieces away from being legit contenders in the West, just because of how good the West is now too.
All right, next time bring Colt.
Okay, I will.
Okay.
I will. Yeah, he's way better
bring
than
the
me.
girls.
If the
who's to
girls were
say?
here, we would just be, I don't even know what we would be doing. We'd be watching Miss Rachel and learning
Miss
those songs.
Rachel. Madison Hawk, FanDuel Sports Network is where you can find her. She's doing Hawks regular season coverage, college football. She's all over the place. She's a multimedia superstar. We're happy to have you, man.
You guys are the best. Great to be back after 6 whole years. Wow, time flies.
Awesome to have you. Final hours next.
12:03. Good afternoon from the Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Down studio. I'm Lucas Panzica. In NFL news this morning, the league announced that the New York Giants will host the Dallas Cowboys to open the season on Sunday Night Football, September 13th. John Harbaugh's Giants debut as the head coach. The entire regular season schedule will drop on Thursday. Former Browns tight end David Njoku has found his landing spot as a free agent, signing with the Chargers, a one-year deal worth up to $8 million. Tonight in the Stanley Cup playoffs, Game 4 in the Western Conference second round between Colorado and Minnesota. The Avs lead it 2-1. Puck drop is at 7. And tonight in the NBA, Pistons and Cavs tip off at 7. Detroit leads it 2-1. And the Thunder can complete the sweep over the Lakers with a win, tipping off at 9:30 p.m. tonight in Los Angeles. For all your foundation repairs and waterproofing needs, visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Welcome back to the show. Final hour is upon us. Now that Mads is gone, we can get back into some football stuff, but I don't think, have we talked any basketball all year long? I mean, this is technically a sports talk show. I know we're really a football show that's guised or hiding under the guise of a sports talk show, but I enjoyed talking some hoops. We should get back into that more regularly, especially if Mads is going to be here locally. At our disposal, maybe not quite at our disposal, because she obviously does still have her own stuff going on, but I'd enjoy more of that conversation. She does college football. She a graduate of Tennessee, or excuse me, not a graduate of Tennessee, a graduate of Belmont, but a huge Tennessee fan, so I'm sure there's plenty of stuff we could do.
I got a number of texts during that was like, please, more NBA talk.
Did you really?
Yes, a ton of people that were like, this was awesome. She really knows her stuff. Madison was awesome.
No, Mad's a stud. I can say that now that she's gone because I will not say nice things about her when she's here, but I'm incredibly proud of her because she is a legit superstar on the rise on TV, and it makes me happy to see my friends doing things like that. And maybe I'll feel that way about you two someday. I don't know.
Well, we would have to be.
I'm waiting for
successful.
The two of you to do something.
Yeah. Well, any of us to do anything of note or of influence. I'm waiting on
Feels
you.
like a shot
to make a difference.
In what?
Anyway,
make a difference is crazy. I don't want to make a difference. I just want to cash my check and go on with my day. That's about all the difference I'm interested in making. You know who has made a difference in their athletic department is Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt does not, speaking of things that we do not shine a light on a ton around here, we do not spend a ton of time on Vanderbilt. We should spend more time on Vanderbilt and will, because their athletic programs are becoming more successful as a whole. This is something that Robert sent us from, it's not Front Office Sports, but it's something called College Front Office, where they break down the evaluations, the roster valuation of rosters across the sport. So College Front Office is reporting that Vanderbilt's 2026 roster valuation in football is $26.13 million. They've broken it down by starters, by depth, by portal acquisitions. The idea that Vandy would have a $26 million roster, and I understand that that's just the cost of competing. You're making a face like you're skeptical.
I am skeptical. I've never heard of College Front Office. I just pulled it up. It is an account that joined Twitter September 2024 that has 30 followers. The only, Twitter will tell you known followers, like people you follow that follow this account. Mm-hmm. There is one for this account, College Front Office, for me, and it is Barton Simmons, the Vanderbilt general manager. But this is a website that I'm looking at that you can punch in any basketball or football team at the college level, and they'll pull up the roster with the estimated NIL value for basically every single player on the roster.
That's crazy. So Jared Curtis is here with, go ahead.
I'm just raising my eyebrows because it can be a very, very flawed exercise.
Well, it feels like a very dangerous game.
This is not public record. Like estimated NIL value, there are reported figures out there, like Tennessee's highest paid player, according to College Front Office, is Chaz Coleman, the edge from Penn State. at $3.5 million. That's been reported. That's been out there. This other stuff, like, I don't know that Josh Turbyville, the place kicker, is making $52,800. Like, where is that?
It is like down to the dollar.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Vanderbilt's tight end is making $448,499. They couldn't give him one more dollar to make it $448,500. Like
Dewan Morris, who they have listed as a receiver, not even a running back, out of Oakland here locally, at $606,242. Like, to your point, it's so specific. I'm just raising my eyebrows a little bit. Like,
It's fair.
I'm like, okay, but is that the right figure? But that's all we have is ballparks right now in this NIL world.
So I would rather go ahead, Robert.
No, the thing that impressed me was, oh wow, like Vanderbilt's total roster value is at $26 million. Like that seems like high. That seems like up there with everyone else. And then when you go to Tennessee, $36.7 million. Like I would be interested to see some front office people or general managers for these college teams to speak out about, is this information factual? Are they guesstimating for some of this stuff?
The only time that I've seen a coach, and I'm sure other coaches have done it, but it just so happens to be one that I pay attention to, is Cignetti got out there, the Indiana coach, at some point in the last couple of weeks and said there was a projected figure or a reported figure around what they spent on their roster, and he said, yeah, not even close.
Right.
Like it's the first time he's tweeted, I think, like since they won the national championship or something like that.
We see these figures. Texas College Front Office has Texas at a $48.87 million total.
But that's believable. I mean,
Very believable.
I don't want to say because it's believable, it's credible. But if we're operating in estimations, if you estimated that Vandy was spending less than $30 million and that Texas was spending almost $50, that would feel on par. What's Indiana's out of curiosity?
What's the Ravens? What's the Ravens?
I know, I'm turning into you.
But
I kind of love it. I have a college football team now. This is fun.
Football?
Yeah.
Give us basketball.
Don't,
give him basketball.
It's got Indiana football at a $31.1 million total value. For what it's worth, it has Tennessee football at $36.7 million. Yeah. Josh Hoover is the highest paid Indiana football player on here, according to College Front Office, making $2.5 million.
And that's the TCU quarterback transfer. Do they have basketball?
They do. They have.
Do you want to tell me Tennessee's?
They have $16.5 million for Indiana basketball.
Disgusting.
But I think this is from this past year.
It is because the highest paid player they have is A.J. DeBonza. Yes, which makes it even better. Go to Indiana right now.
The highest paid player they have for Indiana is Tucker DeVries, the coach's son, who we watched just flail around the court for 40 minutes in the loss to Northwestern.
I hate them so much. $16 million. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, but
no, don't stop. What about who did we watch them play? Northwestern. Go
What's
see
number
what the
two's name? What's number two's name? That bastard. What's his name?
I think they only have power conference programs because I just plugged in ECU, Marshall.
That's fine. What's number two for Northwestern? I have to know what this man was making as he dusted my basketball program.
So I'm just skeptical, but
sure. Healthy skepticism.
It's an interesting data point to look at, but I don't know. Windhorst Hands, Barton Simmons follows this account. Where are they getting their information?
Oh, what you said? Windhorst Hands? I thought you said horse hands. I was like,
no,
Windhorst.
I'm sorry.
That's what our horse would be
horse
named.
Hands.
Windhorse.
But they have Ohio State's roster valuation at $43.48 million. They've got Texas, as I mentioned, at $47 million, over 47, and Vanderbilt, like Robert pointed out, at over 26.
Nay.
Yeah.
Nay, I say.
Use a little more enunciation there, bud. Okay. Well, if Vandy's spending anywhere close to $30 million a year, like even if we're just doing ballpark, that's a huge jump in the level of investment. By the way,
where do you think that would rank in the SEC according to this?
It still has to be bottom half.
Bottom three.
Bottom three.
Yeah.
I will say out of 16 programs, I'll say they're 14th.
Yeah, it's got Vanderbilt at over 26 million. Bottom three, only ahead of Missouri at 25.7 million and Kentucky at 25.4 million. But that is for the upcoming, for the 2026
Is that a rev
roster.
share thing, I wonder, with Kentucky? Where they're just like, no, don't spend money on our football team. That money better be going to our basketball program. Are you insane?
Right. Well, that's the other part of it. I don't know how much of that ballpark $22 million figure any of these schools are devoting to football or basketball. Again, none of this is public record. So anything that collegefrontoffice.com is going off of are either reported figures, estimated figures based on their idea of the market for a particular position or
Unless
level
they're
of
just
player.
out here with the best source you've never heard of.
Or they're getting information like that. So it's probably some of it is somewhat accurate and probably some of it is way, way far from what the case actually is.
Could you guess the top 3 in the SEC?
I just was looking at it. So.
Got to be Texas.
Correct.
Got to be Georgia.
Georgia is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th.
Whoa.
Beneath Ole Miss.
Okay. LSU.
Yep.
LSU is 2.
So Texas, LSU, Bama.
Oil money.
Who's got money?
A&M.
Yeah.
Yep. The whole reason I wanted you to answer that.
Texas, 2 out of 3.
Did you guys see the Vanity Fair article that came out this morning detailing about some of the reasons why Lane Kiffin wanted to leave Ole Miss?
Yeah. This is also something that you may have missed. Lane Kiffin is doing Vanity. He's the cover of Vanity Fair.
I did miss that.
So
It's the most Lane Kiffin move ever. This is his actual Super Bowl.
here was the article that they published 2 hours ago, but I believe the article as a whole has been out for the day. In explaining his decision to leave Ole Miss for LSU, Lane Kiffin seems willing to invoke Ole Miss's struggle to distance itself from symbols like the Confederate flag, Colonel Rebel, and its nickname itself, Ole Miss. When he was coaching there, Kiffin says that top recruits would tell him, quote, "Hey, coach, we really like you, but my grandparents aren't letting me move to Oxford, Mississippi," end quote. That doesn't come up when you say Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Parents are sitting there this weekend saying the campus's diversity feels so great, quote, "It feels like there's no segregation." So Lane Kiffin is noting one of the main reasons he left Ole Miss is that it was hard to recruit there.
Wow.
Because of the racist connotations about the name and other things surrounding the program.
I did miss that. Wow. I mean, I imagine there is validity to that. Absolutely. But that is also a nice thing for Kiffin to have to put out there. Say, well, they're racist. That's why I left.
You're right.
You know?
Yeah, it's so easy to say. The article is titled, "Lane Kiffin doesn't care if you hate him. 91 million feels just fine, thanks." Did he get to title it?
He is my spirit animal. I want to be Lane Kiffin when I grow up.
Yeah, he would be the worst version of you. He is like the Homelander version of you.
Oh, man. 615-737-1045 is the number if you want to jump in. I want your feedback. If you were giving Mike Borgonzi an approval rating after 2 off seasons in the books, we're not completely done with off season number 2, of course, because there are still personnel moves to be made. But if I asked you your approval rating as a Titans fan for your GM, what would it be? We're going to talk about it coming up next. Welcome back to the show. Fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. Have you guys seen the game? It's almost a version of the Immaculate Grid. Robert, you feel like an Immaculate Grid person to me.
That game is so fun.
It is fun.
Also infuriating.
Rhett Bryan bothered me last week. He was like, I need your help. And I was like, yeah, anything, buddy. What do you need? And he was like, oh, I have an all Ravens Immaculate Grid where it's Ravens up the top, Ravens down the side, and we're looking for all unicorns, trying to name Ravens that no one else was going to name.
I'm going to do one now while we're doing this.
7 out of 9 unicorns,
Well,
baby.
I've got one.
My God.
I've got one for you right now. In fact, this is not courtesy of the Immaculate Grid, but a lot of these accounts on Twitter, especially like the gambling accounts on Twitter, will do this for engagement. They've got a prompt from Sleeper HQ that says, guess this NFL player.
Oh, I love these.
Okay?
Yeah. Who drafted him?
So the Titans drafted him. He then played for the Jets and the Cardinals. And many people have quote tweeted this and said, oh my God, are they okay? Just checking on the wellness of this particular player. Drafted by the Titans.
What year?
Doesn't give me the year. It's just it's simply a prompt of can you guess this player with Titans, Jets, Cardinals logos consecutively.
Titans, Jets, Cardinals. Oh, CJ2K.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Yes. That way, it would have taken me a while to remember the Cardinals stint, though.
Do you know who it was down to between the Cardinals and X other team when
For
he was
CJ?
Yes.
After the Jets? No.
the Ravens?
Did you want that?
I did.
He had a decent stint with the Cardinals.
It wasn't terrible.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
I mean, for a running back at the end of his career, like he had a decent year. I think he had what, like 600 yards, 700 yards?
I did strictly because of the ECU comparison. I did not want him just to be like, oh yeah, I want a great running back. I just wanted another ECU player. I wanted Vonta Leach to block for Chris Johnson.
Do you have an Immaculate Grid one that you want to do with us right now?
I'm doing a soccer one right now.
What are even those logos?
What
are even those
logos?
how do you even? It's like you happen to know a French player that played for United or
A
something.
French player that played for Atletico Madrid, Chelsea, and Napoli. A player that played for Inter Milan and Atletico Madrid.
For the bottom one, you could do Quantico Ihancho. Put it in, try it.
You'd probably get there eventually. You'd start making stuff up.
Before we do this Mike Borgonzi thing, have you guys paid attention? Robert, did you watch any of the UFC fights this weekend?
I didn't. They were going on while I was doing other stuff,
Yeah.
but I did see Sean Strickland ended up taking. I always can say this guy's name correctly, but yeah, big upset with Sean Strickland.
So you are both aware that we are having a UFC fight on the White House lawn for Trump's birthday or something like that, I think is the plan.
Is it not America's birthday? I think it's the July 4th thing.
Is it? Okay. I didn't know if it was.
so.
I mean, would it not be the most believable thing in the world if Trump staged a UFC fight for his birthday on the White House lawn as opposed to.
Card kind of sucks, too, to be honest.
Well, they've just tweeted the UFC White House fight kits. And I asked this question, I swear to God, not trying to start a fight, okay? Is stick to sports just dead? Are we done with the stick to sports thing?
Only when it
Only when it's convenient for Dana White?
or for anybody.
Or, for anybody, right?
Yeah.
Like that whole thing, just up in smoke? Like it's not a thing anymore. So Dana White is not a political figure, but staging fights on the White House lawn. And I'm not even making this like a political one party or the other thing. Like I'm sure I'm sure if I pulled a Democratic example of this too, Dana White is just, in my purview right now. Like Dana White can speak at the Republican National Convention but not be a political figure. So stick to sports, just a dead argument these days. Where Trump is now commenting on the NFL and NIL is potentially getting federal oversight and all these different things. Like, are we officially done with the stick to sports era because it is unavoidable?
You can
sports and politics.
Do that segment on your show with Fitz. I'm good.
I mean,
that's all you.
Okay. Just think it's convenient. Very convenient. All right. So do this segment with me then. What is your approval rating, Titans fan, for your general manager, Mike Borgonzi?
This is such an interesting conversation because so much of what Borgonzi has done, the final grade, so to speak, is TBD for the majority of the moves he's made, right? Like, we cannot make a big picture assessment of Elok Iomanner as a Titan or even Femi Oladejo as a Titan because Femi played in 5 or 6 games last year, and it's 1 year for the rest of that rookie class from the 2025 NFL draft. And I've talked about this all the time. I think fans, largely, when they're looking forward and projecting for players that you've just acquired, traded for, signed, drafted, typically I think what fans picture is the best case scenario, right? Titans fans are excited about the Anthony Hill draft pick because they see Anthony Hill as this team's middle linebacker of the future. Right? You don't even take into account the possibility of him not working out in the NFL.
You assume best case scenario every time your team makes a draft pick. I'm sure people, when the Titans drafted Isaiah Wilson, they threw a party for right tackle of the future Pro Bowler for 10 years to come.
So I'd say the only real blemish right now on Borgonzi's resume from a draft perspective would be that there's still a big question mark on Femi, and that came down to availability last year. But overall, I still think it's about...
Like 1 to 100, if you were giving him an assessment and a current approval rating among the fan base. I'm not saying a grade or a final tally of his draft picks. I'm saying how do Titans fans feel about him today?
I think...
Since we're doing presidential approval ratings.
90% of Titans fans would pick approve over disapprove.
Okay, if you wanted to do that as opposed to like a number, right? We do, percentages in terms of approval ratings. I don't know what the current presidential approval rating is right now. I'm sure it's low.
I think there's a very small percentage of Titans fans that would say, I think Mike Borgonzi is doing a terrible job. Very small percentage.
Sure. I guess just based on what he's done, is that good enough to say that it's probably a cleaner way. I like your way better than putting a number on it. Just do you approve or disapprove of the direction that things seem to be heading under Mike Borgonzi? It is also worth noting that if after the Rand Carthon free agency sugar rush situation, as we've termed it, I'm sure most Titans fans would have said approve on Rand Carthon and his trajectory of what was being done and then how quickly that turned on its head. It is a different conversation, though, with somebody like Mike Borgonzi, because he feels, were you here when Chad Brinker quit? You missed that one? Okay.
I was here.
Okay. Wasn't sure.
But did you see why he quit? I think that came out after you had left.
Please.
Provide him some additional context.
I missed this.
So apparently he had been keeping an inordinate amount of reptiles in his office. And apparently they had broken loose. And on an Amy visit, she had been attacked by one of the snakes that was in his office. So they wanted to keep it quiet that, he's just stepping down. But in all actuality, he had a ton of snakes in his room, and they got loose.
Oh, so they got rid of the snakes in the building is what you're saying.
Yeah, they got the snakes out of the grass.
Like St. Patrick.
Yeah, beat them out with a drum.
Was it a drum? I thought it was a flute.
Get out of here, snakes.
That's the Pied Piper.
Okay.
Hold on, let me look at it.
Well, I mean, he has been both.
I don't know. St. Patrick might have had a flute. I don't know.
Are we both Catholic? We should probably know that. That's my point, though, Lucas, is it's never been more on Mike Borgonzi, right? And I wonder how long somebody like Reggie McKenzie is going to be around. And I don't know if you saw that Dave Ziegler is interviewing for the Vikings general manager job, but it feels like all the things that were brought in as support systems for Mike Borgonzi are about to get cleared out.
Okay, so we got a little factual evidence around this. According to popular belief, St. Patrick did not flute the snakes. Rather, he beat them, specifically chasing them into the sea using a wooden staff or crosier. I thought it would have been a shillelagh. Legend claims that he was attacked by snakes during a 40-day fast on the top of a hill, so he banished them from Ireland forever.
There are no snakes in Ireland? That makes sense.
Just so you know, it is symbolic and not literal. Historians and scientists agree that this story is an allegory. The snakes represent pagan beliefs and Druidism, and the story symbolizes St. Patrick driving paganism out of Ireland to spread Christianity.
But it is true that there are no snakes native to Ireland.
I'm glad you brought that up. Ireland has never had a native snakes population. The cold climate during the Ice Age, followed by sea levels rising, kept snakes from migrating to the island.
Pretty cool.
You learn something every day. And it was a staff, not a flute. So I was wrong about the drum. We all learned something today.
So we were wrong about everything regarding St. Patrick.
Well, except for there are no snakes in Ireland. And not in the Titans front office. What do you know? What do you know? Quit moving your head like a snake.
There's always somebody. Well, it's Mackay Lemon, right? I'm just Mackay Lemon. I'm weaving back and forth.
Quit flicking your tongue at us.
There's always snakes in the building. It doesn't matter which building you're talking about. It just depends on who's being snakier than somebody else. Always snakes. I think that for me, the TBD approach is definitely the way that people should view Mike Borgonzi. I just think that there's an overwhelmingly positive sense around him because he's the only person that they have not had a bad experience yet with, right? Of all the different people associated with the last couple of years of Titans football, like is there even a single negative thing that you could say about Mike Borgonzi other than he put together a roster last year that went 3-14 and was worse for 2/3 of the season than the roster that predated it. But you would probably pin that mostly on the coaching staff.
Yeah, I think that would be, if you wanted to look at it with no context or nuance, you could look at it that way.
Well, no, I don't think that's quite true. Did Dan Moore work? Did Dan Moore work?
I think Dan Moore has been kind of what we expected him to be.
He's not good. He's not the worst. He's not Dennis Daly. Did you see? I think you saw this graphic, Robert, where somebody put out the worst tackle seasons of the last 15 years or something like that. The Titans have 3 players that were Titans, and then Dan Moore's on there.
Well, you know who else was on that list at number 5? Austin Doo-Doo Deculus.
Yes.
The 5th worst tackle season in history.
Yes.
And you just signed him.
Dennis Daly and NPF were the 2nd and 3rd worst tackle seasons in history. Dillard, you had to go down, I think, to 6th to find. Dan Moore was outside the top 10, I want to say, his finals year with the Steelers. And, of course, he got an $80 million contract off that.
I'd like to change his name in your programs.
Dan Less?
No, it just Dan Moore. He's already Dan Moore, and we're just adding or less. Dan More or Less. Has he been good? Yeah, more or less. Has he been more or less? Dan More or Less is his new name.
So let's just take it from the biggest moves that Mike Borgonzi made. Cam, TBD. Dan Moore, not good, I would say. I would not give that a passing grade. Did you get it wrong? Your immaculate grid?
Yeah, this one. Oh.
Did you not put in Nacho in there?
Nacho?
Hit Nacho.
So many that I missed.
I like that he's actually upset about this.
It's good that he's upset about something. We're just happy you're back, baby. God, I missed the back of your head.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to pin too much of the 3-14 on Mike Borgonzi last year, but he was in part responsible for putting together a team that went 3-14. That's not exclusively on him. It's mostly on the coaches.
Yeah, I guess my question would be, okay, what was the acquisition by Mike Borgonzi that in hindsight you say, oh, shouldn't have made that move, and it most definitely contributed to 3-14.
Yeah, what were they going to do at left tackle if not Dan Moore?
Right. That's my thing.
JC?
It's like, well, if you had zigged instead of zagged here, maybe 3-14 could have been avoided.
No,
I have a really hard time with that.
Well, no, the argument's Cam. I mean, if you want to make the argument's Cam.
If you're talking about 2026 in a vacuum, but they didn't make the Cam Ward selection with 2026 in mind.
Listen to me. I'm saying
or 2025, I should say.
What's the move that you can go back and say in retrospect, should he have done it? It's, do you take the Giants trade? Do you gut it out with a veteran quarterback? Do you build a better roster? And I'm not saying that's right, wrong, or indifferent, but if you wanted to find probably the most coherent version of that argument, it's, do you take the Cam Ward trade or do you take Cam again? And obviously TBD. We don't know.
I guess so. But okay, I mean, we could play that game and say the Titans fast forward to 2026. Then what? Right? If you had gone that route and gone the veteran quarterback route, you still need your quarterback. But you were asking me about
what he did last year.
Right. Yeah. You still need your quarterback of the future then. And so we're looking at all of these things in hindsight.
Well,
so
does
let's
it
look
necessarily
at it in
have to be, or why can't you just find the next Sam Darnold? That's the conversation.
Sure. I guess so. But I think this front office is trying to build something because those Sam Darnold situations, where do those work?
They have worked in Seattle. They've worked for good teams.
In stable situations.
Yeah, stable situations.
Right. And to me, it's hard to look at the Titans. Obviously, you can't look at them as a stable situation when Mike Borgonzi took over. So it's hard for me to look at that and say, yeah, that's a situation where you're set up for success trying to, hit on the next reclamation project.
Oh, see, I think that's the opposite, or I think that's the opposite form of the argument that you're trying to make. I think that you bring in a veteran quarterback if you are seeking greater stability, because at every turn, things got harder and harder for Cam. It got worse for Cam. It has yet to get better for Cam Ward as a Titan.
Yeah, but I think when you say bring in a veteran quarterback, that sort of word just associates a quarterback that's going to come in, settle things down. But in reality, if you're bringing in a veteran quarterback to be your starter, it's a quarterback that was not wanted elsewhere, right? And that quarterback is likely not going to succeed unless his situation is better around him.
And the situation here was disastrous, right? So if you're looking at things,
what example have we seen of a team in the depths like the Titans that have stabilized things via the reclamation quarterback?
Ooh, Seattle wasn't unstable with Geno, right?
I would not call them unstable at any point in the John Schneider era.
I wouldn't. Indy's not been a model citizen. Their quarterback situation has been the stuff of nightmares. Their owner is was, R.I.P., as erratic as anybody out there. But they're still talked for whatever reason. People love the Colts. And as an idea. They love the idea of the Colts, even though the Colts haven't done a damn thing since 2012.
And let's not kid ourselves. The Colts roster was in a miles better place.
Significantly better place
than the Titans roster.
For sure.
Was.
No, it's not even comparable. It's a good question by you. I don't know if such a situation exists, right? It would maybe be
like the ones that have hit. Darnold, we know. Baker in Tampa.
Tampa was good.
Yeah, Daniel Jones until all the injuries last year.
You wouldn't say Goff. Right, Goff wasn't like a reclamation.
When he got there.
And they were still building the team. Maybe I would say that, but then you wouldn't say like Brad Holmes fixed it. Like, it was part Brad Holmes, it was part Dan, it was part like
a bunch of different things had to come together. Like they got two of the best coordinators. Both of their coordinators got jobs as head coaches. Whether those will work out for Aaron Glenn or not is a different conversation. But
Goff would be your best argument.
Goff is probably the best argument in recent memory. Because we really didn't start doing the quarterback swap thing or letting quarterbacks go and hit free agency this way until, I don't know, like the last 10 years. Like when Peyton Manning and Tom Brady hit free agency, you're like, this is not real life. This is not something that actually happens. Even when like Kirk Cousins hit free agency, it was kind of an anomaly at the time, the first time around when he was leaving Washington.
Who played for the Titans and Colts?
Right now?
No, it can't be a new one. You can't put like NWI Arden Key. They have to have already taken a snap.
Oh, there's been Danico.
The pass rusher, yeah.
Yeah, but it's got to be like a deep cut.
You want a good one.
Danico Autry is kind of a deep cut
you
for
get
most
more
people.
points if it's an even deeper cut.
Yeah, Marcus Johnson. Or what was the...
Chester...
Chester Rogers.
Chester Rogers.
Chester Rogers and Marcus Johnson, I think both played for the Colts and the Titans.
0.4% of people take Chester Rogers.
What's your side category?
Side category?
Like on the right side.
1,000-yard rushing season.
Oh, okay. We have to get a good 1,000-yard rusher for the Titans that no one's going to think of.
The deepest cut 1,000-yard rusher for the Titans. Like, who's been a 1,000-yard rusher outside of...
You just don't ever think about
the big four.
I mean, there's no way Bishop Sankey got to 1,000 yards.
Did Tony?
Yeah, Pollard.
Pollard's had 1,000 yards every year.
Pollard, DeMarco Murray.
DeMarco led the AFC in rushing that first year.
Did Chris Brown have a 1,000-yard season here?
You would know that better than me. Last call for phone calls. If you got them, we'll update you on Lucas's. Oh, I was going to tease it.
0.4%.
Bang.
Useless. I'm Buck Rising. It's 104.5 The Zone. Welcome back to the show, fueled by Hattie B's Hot Chicken, the best hot chicken in the world. Not even close. Speaking of world events, since Lucas got a little scared because I got too close to the stick to sports stuff, did you bring back any, is it Hanta or hantavirus with you from Portugal? Given that we're now dealing with another pandemic cruise type of situation. You see this?
Yeah,
Sink the boat. Go ahead and sink it. Do like St. Patrick and don't let them come back. Treat them like snakes.
Has there ever been something more detrimental to a single industry than pandemics and cruises? Because not that I ever would get on a cruise. Like, a cruise seems like the last place I'd want to. If either of you, Robert, you seem like a cruise person.
I've never done a cruise.
Okay.
Ever. Cheyenne's dad was trying to book one for us this summer, and this Honda stuff happened, and I was like, ain't no way. They're going to call it the Aintavirus because I ain't going to be there.
In college, we did the cheapest Carnival cruise they had.
No.
And it's the worst type of travelers, let me tell you.
Yeah. But
But there are nice cruises. I mean, there are some incredible cruises. You can go see some incredible things. Like, that did kind of ruin cruises for me after that. Like, I had an amazing time, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I left and I said, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
But some of these, didn't you say your mom was going on one in Europe?
No, she owned the boat.
He bought the boat,
He owned it. He was like, yeah, we used to have a 35-footer. I was like, dude, that's a yacht. He was like, look up the specification of a yacht. That's not a yacht. And it said, yachts are generally between 30 and 40 feet.
Yeah. Okay, it can't be a yacht if it lives at Kentucky Lake.
Yes, I went on a
Lake
cruise
Barkley.
on my mother's boat.
No, they did one of these Viking cruises so you can book like the same travel that one of these early European explorers did. So I can't remember which European explorer they went on, but they went everywhere from, I want to say they started out at the Black Sea and then worked their way around and did like Saudi Arabia and Israel and all these different things. Now I think that cruise would be a little testy, a little touch and go. There they did India, right? They went everywhere, and they said my mom said the most jarring part of it, because it was like I think she said it cost like $150K or something outrageous. Whoa. But it's not like a big boat. It's not like a big boat. Like, you do this with like 20 other people, okay? And it's like a 3-week thing.
My mom said the worst part of it was it was too much help. There's too much of the help.
She said the only thing that was sketchy about it was they had to put barbed wire on the outside of the boat once they got into certain water spaces because of literal pirates.
Well, and the porpoises. Have you seen that porpoises have been, I can't even lie about this.
No. It's like the killer whales. Killer whales are sinking ships out here. What do you got against porpoises?
Oh, have y'all seen the movie In the Heart of the Sea, the Chris Hemsworth movie?
I don't think so.
Why would we? Is that the same thing as Deep Blue with Jessica Alba?
No, not quite.
I've seen that.
No, it's a movie about the true story of whalers from Nantucket that sailed around the bottom of South America, Cape Horn, I think.
The Horn of Mexico.
To go whaling, and they went out to a spot in the middle of the Pacific Ocean where some like villager told them were a bunch of whales, and the ship got rammed and broken in half by a vengeful giant sperm whale, and they were stranded at sea. And a bunch of them ended up getting. It's an incredible story. It's the story that
real.
It literally inspired Herman Melville to write Moby Dick.
No way.
Yes,
that movie did.
Dude,
I thought the book came out a long time ago.
I hate you.
Call me Ishmael.
But
it's not the name of the book.
Chris Hemsworth,
that's Moby Dick.
Cillian Murphy, Tom Holland. It's a great. Go watch it. It's a great movie.
Somebody said the Sapphire of the Sea. What'd you say?
In the Heart of the Sea.
Heart of the Sea.
An insane true story about whalers that literally this whale just attacked the boat and got revenge. It's insane. Like, Moby Dick is inspired by these true events.
I knew the whale was a jerk, but I wouldn't call him that.
Oh, dude, it's insane.
Come on.
I feel like we should probably just avoid cruises as a society, given that there are outbreaks everywhere recently. Because nobody wants to take this boat, right? This boat's just floating around. I saw that a couple of different countries had turned down the opportunity because people, it's a horrible situation. People are dying.
Yeah.
I think 3 people have actually died and 8 more have come down with the disease itself, which, by the way, you can only get by being exposed to rat feces. How? How is this happening?
Have you ever been on a cruise?
No.
Yeah, like it's not like it's surprising, but I wouldn't say I'm shocked that some people in there ate a bunch of rat crap.
But it's not even that there were rats on this boat. The story is, because you and I are now birders, famously, right, Robert?
We're what?
Birders.
Oh, yes, that's not what it's called, but yes.
What is it called?
Aviary experts.
Okay, very good. So we are now aviary experts.
That's
so there
not
were
what it's
two,
called.
a husband and wife. They are aviary experts. They're birders, right? And they were following this one rare bird, and this bird ended up in like a landfill or something like that, where of course there's all kind of fecal material and human waste and rodents running around and stuff like that. So they followed this bird apparently to this landfill waste site, and that's where they contracted this virus.
Oh, I thought you were describing a movie.
No. This is, at least if the reporting that I read most recently is accurate.
Do you know if you are a bird person, when you see a bird you've never seen for the first time, you know what you're supposed to say? Lifer! Lifer! It's the first time you've seen that bird in your life. If you're ever in a park or something and hear people yelling that.
I think I'm going to start getting into birding.
You should. It's really
Buddy, I'm
exciting.
telling you, I'm spending way too much money on bird feed at my house.
Well, we're coming into the good part of the season where you're going to get a little different sketch of birds than you would during the spring and whatnot.
What's the app? People, my future brother-in-law and his wife on this trip are insane. Like, they're obsessed with it.
They're into it, yeah.
And
It's a
all
thing.
these birds we were seeing in Portugal, they were finding out this crazy. Like, oh, that bird is super rare and just migrated here last week or something. Like, it's so, I might start getting into it. Tennessee, great birding state.
I use
polls?
Bird Lover.
I didn't do polls, did I?
Yeah, I think you did.
Okay. Let's do some polls real quick.
Well, hold on.
What?
I'm not ready.
Okay. Now?
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Guess the Rotten Tomatoes score for Heart of the Sea.
48.
Lucas?
Was like 67.
You guys both think it's a terrible movie?
No, it's a good movie. I watched it. It's a really good movie.
Why would you think it's 67?
Because the way you asked it made it sound like you had a low score.
42%.
Oh.
It's a good. That's
I win.
crazy.
I
Not a
win.
good movie.
Crazy.
That audience or
That's tomato meter, baby.
what does that mean?
Tomato
No,
meter.
You got to look at the IMDb rating.
Tomato meter is the critic score.
What is it
And
on IMDb?
A 6.9.
What's
That's
out of 10?
It's a good score.
Okay.
out of 7. Like, what are you talking about?
I thought he meant out of 100.
This is 100. We don't have time for this.
No, we don't. Presented by Two Rivers Ford. Is Mike Vrabel the Patriots coach in week 1? 77% say yep.
It's a safe bet, but there's a non-zero chance. It's a weird story.
He looked fine at rookie camp. I don't know if you guys seen the videos of him. He looked like he's just in his element.
Yeah,
Like, don't
Vrabel
leave, guys. Please stay here with me and do more drills.
What is your current approval rating for Titans GM Mike Borgonzi? The majority vote is B, a 68.6% vote for B. Second most was A at 19.6, then C, then D. What is your ideal Titans week 1 opponent? John says Jets. The Titans are due for a week 1 home opener. Would be fun for the former coaches and players from both sides.
Was the last home opener the Cardinals game they got their asses kicked in?
No. Oh, God. Was it Giants when Randy
Giants
Bullock
was-
missed the
Was
field
it
goal?
Saints
No.
with Levis?
No, that was on the road.
No, Saints Road was Tannehill.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last home opener they
I think
had.
it was 22 against the Giants.
No, that was like a week 2 game because they were.
No,
Are
it
you
was
sure
week-
that wasn't
it was
week 1?
It
Yeah,
was
they had a
week one.
chance to win it,
It
and
was
then
on
the Giants.
September 11th. Yeah, Randy Bullock missed the field goal.
That's right because it was the rare 3:00 kick
Yeah.
at Nissan Stadium. It never happens.
Those are the polls.
Okay, very good. That's the show. We're out of here for the rest of the day. Prime time tonight at 7 p.m. or thereabouts. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. And Blaine and Zach coming up next.